kind. Peace is the answer. Eden, originally created to become a safe haven, a place where disease and illness barely existed. There was an attempt at equality, allowing those to live how they choose, as long as it caused no harm to others. A place where the disturbers of the peace were the only issue of the day. A year ago, this changed. A young man, Adam Watson, wreaked havoc. He sought to destroy Eden and kill as many as he could in the process. The OTC fell to a terrorist attack, revealing the corruption within. A year on, Eden is on the mend, but scarred. The OTC leaders have been replaced. The hospital and the screens have been restored. After many discussions, fresh air has started to be pumped in the first parts of the lower levels. There is a calm, and no one knows who to thank. Welcome back to Eden, everyone. I'm so excited to be back. We are going to head around and say hi to everyone. We've got his aliens back, which is one of the hype things, which I'm so excited about. And we're back for a super good cause. I believe we've already had a donation, so I will be eating a bean boozle in a moment whilst these lovely people go round and talk. But yes, you can see all the links to the donations in the chat now. But let's go round and let's start as we always start, Eden, and say hello to Hans. Hi, Hans.
Hey, I'm Hans. I have to go first, and I didn't prepare anything, so I'm done. I'm very excited to be back with all of these people playing Eden. It is the only thing that I care about for the next 4 hours. Don't tell my family I said that.
We're back, and we've got Artie, and I'm waiting for the Artie hashtags. What flavor is this? It's dead fish. Great. Okay. Then we're gonna hop down back to our very lovely Zelda. Hi, Zelda.
Oh my god. Hello. I just woke up and I'm having bean boozled for breakfast. This is my breakfast.
Did you ever find your bugs, Zelda?
I did not. I went on the internet and I found some and they were flavored and there was some fun ones. I sold the tab actually, but I didn't think it was going to make it here on time, so I passed, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm Zelda and I'll be playing Vestal again, and she's been hopefully doing something.
Hopefully.
Working on not being in a one-room place for some many years and maybe talking to other people. Talking to lots of people.
Awesome. Thank you. And then we're going to hop around and welcome back to Aliens or Heavenly. Hello.
I am so excited to be back. That this worked with my schedule / I threatened a coworker to make sure that I had Wednesday nights off was just such a great surprise for me when I was planning my day and my schedule, and so excited to just raw dog onion for y'all later today. So
I'm so hyped. And who will you be playing?
I will be playing Coil.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we're going to hop over to the very lovely, whose GoFundMe you can see this is for, Bree.
Quick, guys, I've already had a moment where I've questioned the hyperventability of this closet. By the way, I'm streaming in a closet, so my arm motions are very limited, so be ready for it. I'm playing Dot. What would Dot do? She won't have a panic attack before we start because she's now taking care of business a year later. Oh my god, I'm so excited, guys. You have I'm sure all of you playing right now have a very good idea of how I'm feeling right now. It is it's surreal. Eden season 2. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Eden season 2. And last but certainly not least, Renee.
Hi y'all. That Eden season finale last season would have been a lot harder without knowing season 2 was coming, huh? So we're here. We're so excited. We've been waiting for this and like holding on to it for so long. But I'm so glad to be back. These people are like my family, and I can't. I'm so glad I get to be playing with them again. So, hi. Also, quick disclaimers: I am still recovering from surgery, and I'm also packing to move across the country. So.
Your mom is packing.
My mom is packing to move across the country, and I have signs to tell her whether to get rid of things or to keep them.
I just love this so much because JD and her mom have such a good relationship, and now Renee and her mom, they're just chilling there together. It's all very pure.
Yes, my mom will be playing the role of Karen D. She doesn't know it yet, but now she does. So I played JD.
Your mom is welcome anytime.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. Keep that. I am JD, and I used to be a delivery girl, but a lot has changed in the past year, and I'm excited to kind of delve in to see where everyone's at after our somewhat justifies it too much, after our very traumatic experiences saving Eden.
Wonderful. And it's JD who we start with. And it is a year on in Eden now. And JD, it's 2 p.m. It's raining. And JD, you hear the splatter of rain against the window of your therapist's office. And suddenly you realize she's been talking to you for quite a while, but you've sort of lost yourself in this moment of thought. And you sit in a comfy armchair. The room is pretty plain. You can see a plant in the corner, and for that moment it glitches because it's a hologram and it switches into another plant. And a woman sits opposite you. Lily Calladis, your therapist. A kindly but a plain-faced woman, sort of brown hair tied loosely back into a bun. And she's got large glasses, which you suspect are more for fashion, as you know how how easily short-sightedness can be cured in this world. And she sort of leans forward to you for a moment. Is the rain disturbing you? I can turn it off. And she sort of flicks a switch on her chair, and the window sort of disappears and becomes a sunny scene outside in a field.
Sorry, I got a little lost there for a second. It's not disturbing, it's just distracting.
How have you been, JD? It's been almost a year now.
I think I'm okay. You know, a year's a long time. You put a lot of distance in between it. People die sometimes. You move on. And a lot's happened this year. It's good. It's a good year. I think things are good.
I'm glad to hear it. And you can see almost like a knowing smile as she can hear the nervousness in your voice. Like, how about support? Are you still with all your friends? I remember you mentioning, as she sort of flicks back in her notes, a Dot, a Vestal, and an Artie?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're still friends. I think we all handle things a little bit differently, but that's people, right?
And she sort of smiles and nods. Do you still live with them? Do you see them regularly?
Yeah. We're all pretty busy doing different things. We don't see Dot quite as often anymore. Just, you know, she has a lot to take care of and a lot on her plate. I try to cook dinner sometimes when she might not be home till later and just leave it out for her. You know, that sort of thing.
And she sort of slowly nods, and you see her take another note. She notes it down. And she sort of looks up at the clock on her wall. Are you still having nightmares?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't sleep. I sleep, I just, don't sleep.
You need rest, JD.
When I sleep, I see the people who died, so I don't sleep. My mom's saying I see dead people in the background. She's playing very hard.
We're all getting ready to send O's to Renee, and her mom's over there like,
My mom's like in the background going, I see dead people.
funny as
It's an inside joke, but it's very funny. Okay. Yeah.
And
So, yeah.
Lily leans forward again, quite relaxed, sort of leaning on her own sort of knees, looking at you, just sort of scanning you almost all over, sort of adjusts her glasses. Adam Watson is dead, JD. You need to let it go.
Adam Watson is dead, and he is dead in part because of me. And that's not because I don't think he needed to die, because I do. I feel like I compromised myself and who I am, and what I believed, and I can't get back to normal. I'm not me anymore, no matter how much I try to be me.
Sometimes situations push us to things we don't want to do, and go against our thoughts and our learning, but that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make the action wrong. From the sounds of it, as you said, it needed to be done.
I still don't know about the other one, the other person. I don't know. The one I shot. I mean, they were shooting at me. They were shooting at my friends. I had to do something. I don't know who they were. I don't know what Adam Watson had on them. I don't know how far his influence spread. And it's been a year and I haven't seen it, so you'd think that the fear of that would be gone. But it's not.
She leans back and just nods, agreeing with you. It is a heavy burden to bear. Not one that can be taken lightly. But it's over, JD. He's gone. And you can't dwell on past events. Yes, of course they affect you. Of course they are going to influence how you go forth, but he died and you and your friends lived. You can't let him control your future.
No, that makes sense. Do you think that the nightmares will ever stop? I mean, I've been doing this for what, 6, 8 months now? I guess I know we talked about not expecting results in the same way, just like I have to do a lot of processing and it might look different for different people, but I don't know what I'm doing. It's been a year and I don't know what I'm doing.
We talk of a year as being a long time. It's not. All of these feelings you're having right now are worthy feelings. There's nothing wrong with you, JD. Are you working? Are you getting out there? Are you... And the nightmares, they should stop in time. Maybe, I'm sorry to say, some of it may never leave you, but it will be better. I have some sleeping pills you can take if you wish, but I don't know. It will help you sleep, but I can't guarantee lack of nightmares.
So would I just be stuck in them if I took sleeping pills?
This lady looks sad and just sort of almost half shrugged. She's like, you can try them, but I'm telling you I can't guarantee anything.
Do you maybe have like a sample?
And she sort of smiles and she's like, I will sort it out for you before you leave today. And thank you. I think we've had another donation, and that means I'm eating another bean boozled.
I will
Yay,
eat a
thank
bean with you.
Eat
All
one.
right, let's do this.
Okay.
Who's got beans?
I don't have any beans. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay.
It's fine. I envy you.
Last
I
night
bought
I had
the-
to take an Uber to buy toothpaste so I could make it to the store on time between shifts at work. So that's kind of like what my schedule's like. So I didn't have time, unfortunately, to search for the beans.
I did not get beans, but I do have whipped cream though.
I do got an onion. It's real big.
I like that. A real big onion. Oh no, you got Spanish onion? They're like stronger.
I bought it because I thought it would last me a long time.
Oh, it will.
Right.
I didn't think that I was going to be doing a half in one go type of thing.
This is I don't know what this is. Oh, this is either vomit or peach.
This is the first jelly bean I've eaten since I was like a kid, so hopefully it's. I picked the softest one, the toothpaste or the whatever the other blue thing is, to wean myself in.
I got the box of all bad jelly beans, so mine is an earthworm.
Hans is just
Oh, no.
Oh my god, anyway.
Oh, bad box of jelly beans. That's awful. Who makes those?
I was like, watch this, nerd.
I bought the wrong product, and so mine has nothing but bad jelly beans. And I actually don't mind the earthworm, and now that's sad.
You've discovered a new truth about yourself.
Why has I not had a peach?
It's, yeah.
I just got peach.
Yeah.
I'm one for one.
That's good.
Oh, come
That's
on.
I
good.
got a blueberry.
There is an aftertaste.
That's got to be an aftertaste.
Honestly, if
Yeah.
people just keep donating, eventually me and Zelda will get like the worst one.
No,
Well,
y'all are
Alice-
making me glad that I don't have beans. Sorry, y'all.
That's how this works, yeah.
I'm very grateful that you got the
The
beanie.
earthworm's not so bad.
yeah.
In the chat, like, or the sales of these bamboozle beans are just like going down throughout the stream. So
Thanks to Matt Mercer, I think they put 5 in their mouths at once last night.
We did 10 at a time. Madam
10
Gandalf and I did 10.
Dang.
Matt
rough.
Mercer, well, them. It was
Rough.
insane.
But this therapist sort of nods to you, JD. I can sort some of those for you to try before
Okay.
you leave the office today. But work. What are you doing for work? Are you keeping yourself busy? I hope.
Yeah, things at the cafe are going really well. Soren helps a lot. We've both been learning, like this was new, but I think she like searched and read probably a billion articles about running a company and what to have on your menu in your cafe and interior design. Really fast. She basically sat down and took care of all of it. So I've been trying to help as best I can, and customers seem to like it. I think I have a smiley face most of the time. I do get distracted. I don't want that to affect my business.
It's good to hear that things are going well. And you hear a chime as the clock on the wall just sort of tings. It's like, right, that's our session for today. And I think we can start narrowing this down to one meeting a month, if this is okay with you. Of course, I'm always just a call away, but I think you're doing well.
Do you think one meeting a month will still help me?
And she sort of smiles. I think it will. And as we go, we can reduce them. The better you get, and the more confident you get, because you have made progress, JD. You have.
Yeah, no, I have. I'm not doing the whole breakdown crying thing anymore. And the panic attacks have gotten a lot better, so okay. Okay, yeah, let's do it. That might make me feel better.
I think it will. And work hard at this little cafe of yours. I'll have to pop in sometime.
Oh, sure. And JD, I has like digital business cards on her wristband. So she like taps over her wristband to the therapists and it pops up. It has like a little, it's like pastel colors and it's very quaint. Soren also did a lot of asking about graphic design. She did a good job.
And she sort of like holds it up and has a look. She's like, that motorbike of yours is learning a lot.
She is very talented.
And there's a pause.
She's not really even a motorbike anymore.
Yeah. I did feel that may have been the case. Though I have just been pinged to say she is outside ready to pick you up.
Oh, perfect. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you. And JD like does the like awkward handshake thing too.
Yeah, this woman takes your hand and sort of closes her other one over it and just gently shakes it and is like, and gives you a warm smile, and then sort of wait a moment and starts going through one of her drawers and pulls out just this small tube of like these sleeping pills. She's like, only if you need them. She just
okay. Thank you, and really thank you for everything.
You don't need to thank me, JD. You just need to get better.
I will. You're right. A year hasn't been all that long.
It really hasn't. And she sort of opens the door and you can step out into another office. You can see some other people waiting in there. Before you are let out of the next door onto like a balcony overlooking the huge expanse of Eden. And you can see you are in one of these huge towering buildings, all of the holograms of the plants sort of flickering as they go past, all of these sort of plants sort of draping over the balconies and down the walls. And you hear your wristband beep as it stops raining. And you see Soren waiting on the balcony for you. And we're going to hop over now to a different place. We're going to go and talk to Coil. Coil, you hear blips, you hear whirring, you feel like a surge of energy as you power up. You sort of feel almost like your limbs, you feel like you can move your fingers, your limbs. It's almost like a mild creak, but of metal, not of bone. And as your eyes power up, you're in a room a familiar room, in your creator's room. You're in Crowbar's apartment. And everything is overturned. Tables, chairs. You can see the mess of the workbench. You can see tools all over the place. And you can see all the screens are smashed. There's a stool purposefully sat in front of you. It's the only thing not upturned. There is a note on top and a small handheld screen. Would you like to describe what you look like?
Sorry, the note in chat that we just did brain surgery in that room was very alarming to me.
I said we didn't do that, did we? No, we didn't. We did brain surgery in
We
Crowbar's.
did do brain surgery though.
Some of us just watched brain surgery.
Just watched.
Yeah, it's
Crowbar,
Sometimes all you can do is watch the brain surgery that is happening.
It's all you can do. But
So-
Crowbar, you do realize that this is not the room you went to sleep in.
Okay. Coil is a complete robot with a very like humanoid body, but no gender morphia. So slender all the way through, no snatched waist and fat ass like I kept seeing on Pinterest. People, okay? Can we not draw weird robots, please? For 1 minute?
Hey, no kink shaming. I'm just-
Just kind of straight all the way down, narrow shoulders, narrow waist, narrow hips, but definitely humanoid. Looks like it's meant to have the body of a human. Face doesn't really have any features. It's just smooth, and when they power on, they're kind of like faint lights where there might be eyes, but there's no protrusion for a nose or mouth. It's just like a glass screen. Other than that, just like a very strange, thin human. And when they stand up, they kind of just get up all at once. Like they just unfold themselves to their full height. And they're just under 6 foot, so quite tall and long. And I will look around, and if I see the note right away, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. You can, the other thing you notice is that not only were you not in this room originally when you last powered down, but you know that someone had to power you up for you to wake up. And the note is sat on top of this small sort of glass sheet, a very small sheet. And the note says, in capital letters, "Time to wake up."
If there is a human here, please state your presence.
There is silence.
I am armed and ready to de-escalate any situation.
There is silence.
What does the little screen do?
The little screen you recognize, it's like it's almost like a location tracker. You've seen Crowbar use this many a time, mainly for the group. They all had trackers on them to record their sort of life readings, knowing where they were, so they could never be caught by the peacekeepers. But this is laid very neatly out in front of you, almost everything lining up, symmetrical and parallel.
I'm going to pick it up, and I imagine that I've seen Crowbar do it, so I'm going to try and turn it on like she did, but I'm just going to kind of like, hello.
And in response, you hear, "Hello," as it replies to you, and you see this little almost like flicker of blue light up, and you can see almost what looks like a very basic layout of Eden in the surrounding area you are, and you can see where some dots are, not our dot, actual dots, multiple dots just because that would fuel a conspiracy theory. And you can see one is labeled crowbar, and the others are labeled from the others that you knew in the apartment, but you didn't necessarily know them as well. Crowbar.
What is your designation?
As you do this, sort of zooms in on a small red dot, which is labeled crowbar. And a voice speaks out. I do not recognize your voice. Please state who you are.
I am SentryBot 3721B, named Coil.
And as you do that, it's almost like an access comes up, and all of these lines sort of spread out from this dot that label crowbar, and you see a portrait come up. You recognize your creator, and it is giving you the last coordinates where life signs were read of crowbar. Bless you.
Would I know what red life signs mean, or to me is this just Crowbar's location?
It's just Crowbar's location. It's not. This could literally be a malfunction. It could be maybe she took off her tracker. This is literally showing you the last life signs, the last location of Crowbar.
I will go to Crowbar. I'm sure she would like to see me awake and functioning. I'm gonna put I don't have any pockets. I'm a robot. I'm gonna open my arm where my sweet knife is, and I'm just gonna put the tracker in there and then close my arm again.
Yep, you can do that. And as you do, over the top layer of your arm, almost the image appears.
Ooh.
You can read it.
That's so cool. Little one, are there any other beings in the building?
Negative.
When was the last time a living human was in the building?
Approximately 11 months ago.
Crowbar will be very excited indeed to see that I am still functioning. Let's go. Ooh, that was a very robot-y. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
And you can follow this. It's very easy. You navigate your way. You sort of leave this apartment, and as you do, you push aside the equivalent of mail. So there's some, as much as everything is sent via wristwatch, you get junk mail every now and then. There's a couple of sort of almost like glass sheets that sort of, as you knock some of them aside and some of them open, they sort of just dissipate. And you can walk along this balcony to some of the platforms, and people sort of are walking along this balcony. Some of them look at you briefly, just not like a fear, just sort of up and down, sort of, huh. And others just sort of try and avoid you as you just stride through them.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to make my way. I'm just like purposefully like arms heavy, swinging, walking straight as the crow flies.
Oh yeah, you can
go over sidewalks, through streets.
And you can walk across all of these levels as the balcony, as much as you can look down and just see the drop into the depths. There are lots and lots of now sheltered walkways, and it takes you quite a while to finally walk down there, but you walk there with purpose. A couple of people are just like, watch it, as you sort of bump into them and power walk through them effectively. And you can head down to the lower levels, and your senses probably start to go off, sort of reading. The air is not fully clear down here. it's not. It is fit for human consumption, but probably not for a long amount of time. And the image on your wrist starts to beep. And you walk down into this lower part of the city, and it's dark. The neon lights sort of start powering up, and you see lots of people down here walking around, all of themselves wearing much darker clothes. You can suspect probably to blend in most of the time. There are these huge pipes sort of growing out of the ground and then back into the ground, into some of the buildings, into some of the screens in the cities. And you've seen it before. You've seen it out of the window of Crowbar's apartment, a huge screen of a woman smiling in like a jumpsuit, just saying, "Be good, be kind," as it is. I don't know if anyone can hear that lovely ice cream van that just went past. That is not
Adam music.
I
Was
was
Adam walked in.
I heard the music and my arm hair started to stand up. Like,
That's how much of it
I was like,
I was expecting a creepy clown.
yeah,
I was
expecting
like, what does this
horrifying
music
to happen.
mean?
not Adam Watson. Adam Watson's dead, guys. But you walk down on these lower levels. You can see where the ground is damp from the rain. And you stand outside a building, a square, sort of fairly basic looking building. And a woman sort of holding her child rushes past you. She's like, "Excuse me," as she sort of almost weaves around you. And the little sensor goes off. And apparently you are stood exactly where Crowbar was last recorded to be.
There is a malfunction. Crowbar is not here. Please update location accordingly.
No malfunction detected. Last life signs found here.
If there are any humans present, please state your presence.
As you do this, there's a fair few people walking around like, they're not really like acknowledging you. You are stood in this sort of, not a busy street, but you're definitely on all like a walkway.
Yeah. I am looking for Crowbar. If any of you know Crowbar, you must tell me. I am armed for de-escalation.
And again, you get some glances, but nothing much else. You feel sort of a tap, probably with your height, like on your thigh, where your thigh would technically be. And there's a small child. So,
hello, are you sick?
I am not sick. I do not get illness at all.
You sound confused. Are you malfunctioning?
I do not think so, but I appear to have been given incorrect information.
Oh. Okay, I don't know how to help you there. But the person in there is a real clever person.
and sort of gestures over to this building. Is it?
She fixes sick people.
And you can see a sign light up. This is the clinic. Across the top of this door.
Are you sick?
And this kid pauses for a moment. Puts her hand on her head. Sort of.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. And then she sort of reaches out to touch the top of your head. And then touches hers again.
I'll lean down so she can get it.
Yeah, it's just like.
I don't think so. You're very cold, though.
I am a robot. I have no blood.
Ugh. Okay. Well, I'm sure she can help.
And sort of gestures to the clinic door, which is where we will go next. Dot, you're in the clinic.
I am in the clinic, as I am probably almost every single day for more hours of the day than anyone should be in one location.
And it's full of your daily patients. You can, there's nothing serious. It's more sort of injuries and some burst pipes that have, caused some problems. What do you look like right now? Do you look any different?
So Dot a year ago had a lot of hair. Very big, very kind of curly, very long, with all of the metallic cables in there. She still has the purple metallic cables, but it is cut to one of those very smooth, cropped around the shoulders. No bangs, just parted down the center for very straight hair. She no longer wears her hooded dress. She has actually started wearing a kind of hooded bodysuit with very thigh-high, like kind of sock boots that are flat and have great traction. And she wears like a medical coat over it that is black with glistening purple buttons down it.
Perfect.
And and instead of wearing her big mask, the clinic has developed a new set of sleeker, easier to maneuver masks, all black with a cotton appearance with nanotechnology, and each of them have little designs on it. Everyone different as they've joined the clinic as members. So she's walking around with a little mask with a little bear face on it as she goes to hand lollipops to kids.
I just want to say a quick thank you to Tool School for that £100 donation. So that's a 50-50 die. For everyone here, for those of you who don't know, it's something we're introducing, and in the Cypher system, basically you will roll a 1d2 on a 1. I get to give you a GM intrusion, or you get a crit success if you roll a 2. But it's down to the roll of the die. But thank you so much. And you're in this clinic, and you have noticed over the last year that more and more people are coming to you because of the distrust from the OTC. You're now a bit more well known. However, no one important truly knows your location. There's a lot of things that have been set up to make sure that doesn't happen. And a woman comes in, cradling a small boy in her arms. He's not asleep, but he's more like he's not with it. Like he's got a fever, he's got a sweaty brow, and his hair is sticking to his forehead. And she sort of runs in looking panicked, and you know that there probably isn't a need for panic, but people's sensitivity has heightened since the events of the last year at the panic that there could be a return of this illness.
Yeah, and when Dot sees the boy under her mask, she feels her face kind of like clench as she thinks back to sick kids a year ago, and Dot has not done anything for herself in the past year. She has thrown herself into the clinic. She has not done any form of self-care. She has improved security. She's worked on making sure we can produce our own medications so we don't have to trust in the OTC. She's worked on making sure there are guards. She's worked on making sure we background check everyone. She has focused on making the clinic what she thought it was before the matron died, and she has not been able to. So when she sees this little boy, she can kind of feel that feeling in her heart as she rushes to meet the woman, arms out for the boy. She's like, I'll take him.
And she sort of just nods. You can see the panic on her face as she hands this little boy over, who's just sort of murmuring. You can tell this is a standard fever. He looks very tired and very worn out. And she sort of, if you take him, she follows you like at your back, like wringing her hands. It's like, he'll be okay, won't he? He'll be fine.
And Dot kind of runs her fingers kind of around his like sweaty forehead. Oh, give it about an hour and you two will be at a diner celebrating. Don't you worry. I'll take care of him.
An hour. Okay, I can do an hour. Okay. And
she kind of points over to where like there's a little food area. They've definitely cleaned up the cooking area, so it looks a lot less in and out because of the new clientele that have been coming. It's no longer just gang members, so it's not like a sweaty place to put your gross cigarettes. It's a kind of nice, clean area with some more comfortable chairs. It's much cleaner on the inside than it is on the outside now.
She sort of looks hesitant to go, but making eye contact with you, just nods.
I'll be right here. You can see us the entire time.
Okay. And she sort of like leans down, presses a kiss to her son's forehead, and sort of pushes the hair out of his face. And she goes to sit on this chair, and you can see she doesn't relax in this chair. She is on the edge of this chair, just glancing over at you constantly. And if you look back, you can see she tries to look away so it doesn't look like she's worrying overly too much. And then another young girl walks in. One you remember, actually. This is one you helped almost a year ago. She's a year older now, and she keeps coming back to the clinic. In fact, you can't really get rid of her. She's just sort of a little obsessed with the clinic and you as itself. And she walks in and sees you. It's like,
There's a really strange person outside.
Strange in what way? Are they acting erratic? Are they being dangerous? Have you been looking out for the warning signs like we taught you?
Uh-huh. But no, they're just cold and they're metal and they're kind of like a robot, but it's not quite a robot. I've not really seen one like this before.
Do they have a face?
Kind of, I think.
Is it metal?
and this girl who is like 9 years old is like,
yes.
Are they outside of the clinic or are they far away?
Oh no, they're outside of the clinic. They've been standing there for ages, looking for someone apparently. I think they're malfunctioning.
Great. I don't know what Artie's doing today, and I think JD has therapy. I don't think either of them can help me with that. All right, well, don't go back outside. Go sit down where the television is and watch some television until I take care of them. I don't want you to go outside and deal with cyborgs.
Okay. I mean, I can, but okay.
and she sort of just trots off, and you see her sort of slump in this big chair next to this panicked mother. You just hear her say, hello, and she sort of looks up and starts talking to the people in this effectively this waiting room.
She is going to be one of my greatest members of the clinic in a few years. I mean, Dot started when she was 11. I'm sure we can get this kid on board.
Let's get her trained now, all right? Put some gloves on. Sanitize.
Proper 1-minute hand washing procedures.
You've probably taught her those basics, and that's what she's doing.
Excellent. So the actual treatment itself, when it comes to the medicine in the future, does not take a full hour. So Dot administers the medication in just a few minutes, sets one of her other members to keep track of the current recovery, and she goes over to the mother. I will be stepping out for just a moment. Fever's already dropped down quite a few points. He's going to be sitting there and resting. Give him about 30 minutes. You can go and sit over there with him if you'd like, but I'll be right back to check on you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And she sort of jumps up, and this little girl jumps up with her. It's like,
I'll take you.
and sort of literally, it's just there. She can see her son, but this little girl is intent on taking.
I would like to think that she has a very small little, like a little badge on.
Honorary badge.
Right, like an honorary badge, and it's just like little doctor or something like that. It's something cute and kitschy, and she wears it like every day. Like, don't worry, I'll take you. All right, and Dot is, and she kind of like shakes her hands as she like prepares to deal with, in her mind, a crazed robot out there destroying the world. So she steps out.
Sorry, we've just had another £20 donation from an anonymous giver, so thank you so much, which means another bean. So I'm going to have a bean, and I'm going to have 2 paracetamol because I also have a headache. What a great combination. That's good. Okay, this is going to be terrible because I can't get them out of the packet now. Right, what is this one possibly?
Okay, what beans?
Right, this
Yeah,
is
what are
either
our beans?
birthday cake
Okay.
or dirty dishwasher.
That's the one I grabbed too.
Okay,
Hey!
cheers.
Which one's
Black
yours?
pepper.
Oh my god, it's birthday cake!
Oh my goodness.
Yes, buddy!
Oh,
Birthday
is
cake
it
is
birthday
not
cake?
good, though. No, it's birthday cake. It's not good. I also don't like birthday cake.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
definitely
the
my second good
aftertaste.
one. That was buttered
was my-
popcorn.
So Alice got to the after cake. After cake?
After
It is
cake.
after cake.
Hey y'all, I really like cake.
This is the post-Eden cake that we just had in healthy pill form.
Ooh, that's good.
The future is so wild.
But Dot, you can step out of your clinic, the door you walk in every morning and leave every night. And you see Coil, this very tall robot-esque figure stood, looking around, probably shouting at people to identify who they are and where Crowbar is.
Okay, so as Dot looks at this robotic individual, shape-wise, kind of like mindset, does she think kind of similar to Soren, as in like this is 100% technology with the brain of probably a person? Is that the appearance that she would have mentally?
What would you say, Coil?
I don't think so. I think Coil looks unlike probably anything you've
Great.
seen.
Great.
Like a praying mantis robot.
Great. Cool. So as you're like kind of doing that, Dot's gonna approach like, excuse me.
Hello.
I've heard you're having some problems.
I do not have problems, but there seems to be a malfunction. And I lift up my arm. I am looking for Crowbar. She was last seen here, and I do not see her. Do you know where Crowbar is?
Dot stops moving, and her eyes look like saucers. And she lowers her mask down to her neck. Who are you?
Crowbar called me Coil. She was restoring me. I have turned on and I am fully functional now, and I think she would like to see me. I imagine that she wanted me to meet her here. That's why she activated me.
When was the last time you were turned on, Coil?
I do not know. I was only brought online for small periods of time so that she could see that my memory unit was still intact. I do not know. This is my first time leaving the workshop.
Dot's going to like kind of lift open her jacket, and there's like a pocket inside, and she's going to pull out a folded photograph, and she's going to unfold it, and she's going to turn it, and it's a photo of Crowbar. This Crowbar.
That is Crowbar.
Coil, I hate to be the one to say this, and as she says that, she puts her mask back on. Crowbar died a year ago.
This is not malfunctioning. Crowbar has no life signs.
No, she doesn't. Crowbar was killed a year ago.
Do you know who killed Crowbar?
Yeah, but we took care of them.
All of them?
I hope so.
I was not built for this. I am a sentry bot. I will find whoever did this. And I'm going to raise my arms in the air, and my arms open up and like knives come out. Their resistance has been noted. Prepare for de-escalation.
And Dot is so shocked she doesn't even like flinch at this, and she kind of reaches out. Coil, please put your weapons away, and come inside to the
I put
clinic.
my knives away, but I keep my arms up.
Coil, let me explain everything to you, I suppose. I'll call my friends. They'll help me explain. We were all friends of Crowbar in some way.
Did Crowbar build you as well?
No, but we do have another friend of Crowbar's that was built by Crowbar. If you would like to meet them.
Yes. I would like to meet these friends of Crowbar's. I remember one of them, a strange human with a beard. He was always tired. Crowbar called him stupid fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we have a lot to, a year is a long time, Coil, so, let me just give them all a call. And Dot is not going to pull out a wristwatch. She's going to pull out a long necklace that she has, and it has a small circular device on it that works in the similar functionality of these fucking bracelets. She has been spending her entire year has not been focused on herself. It has been focused on preparation because fuck a year ago. And that's how she looks at it. Like she doesn't journal, she doesn't take anything. She's like, fuck a year ago. I can't, never again. So she kind of like sends to a call function as like a group call for everyone. To Artie, to JD, to Vestal.
As you do this, like, I'm gonna get really close and be like, what is that?
Are we party lining it?
Coil, just wait.
Designation.
These are the friends. Coil, I need you to. You have a lot of body to you. You will crush me.
I will not crush. I am a sentry bot. I only de-escalate situations.
If you stepped on me, I would die, Coil.
I will not step on you. And as you say that, I'm like, I step back and I kind of like hunch to try and make myself smaller. I am here to make you feel safe and comfortable. Do you feel comfortable?
Coil, I haven't felt comfortable in a long time. It is not even you.
And JD, your phone rings. As you stand on this balcony where the rain has just stopped and Soren is waiting for you outside.
I'll walk up over to Soren and just be like, hey, sorry, getting a call. Hold on a second, and then answer.
Hey JD, how was your appointment?
Good, yeah, good. I think I'm good.
Okay, good. You still go every week, right? Because I have a thing for you.
Well, well, she says I can just move to monthly now.
That's good. You might have to schedule for another meeting. I need you to meet with me and everyone else. It's nothing serious, no bombs, no threats, but I've made a friend who wants to learn about what happened a year ago. And then she kind of turns her thing to Coil, who's like, this is Coil.
Oh!
He's like emerge over the side.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Hi. Okay.
Coil was built by Crowbar.
What?
They just came back online, I suppose, and they wanted to know what happened. And I didn't think I could do it by myself.
Ooh, okay. Oh, this is a now meeting.
This is a now meeting. I can take wherever. We have a fully staffed today.
Dot and Coil, you see another face lean into the screen next to JD as Soren, far more mechanical, chunky looking This is effectively, the only way I can describe it is if a motorbike became a transformer. Sort of
Transformers, Soren, the love of my life.
sort of leans in, is just like, who are you talking to? Who is that?
I am Coil. State your designation.
Hello, Coil. I am Soren. Who are you and what is your function?
I am a sentry bot that was rebuilt by Crowbar. My line was discontinued because of an incident. But I'm better now.
That's the best line. It's okay, I'm better now. Interesting. Do you mean harm to Dot?
No. In fact, I asked to make sure that she was feeling comfortable. She said she was not.
Thank you. And then just leans away from the screen again and goes back to standing on the balcony.
I'll look away from the screen though to look at Soren and just be like, "Hey, are you cool with a detour?" Or I mean, I guess I'm. And then I kind of like cover the screen. I'm like, I'm not sure if we want to like meet at the cafe with this meeting.
It's like, I have shut down the cafe for lunch.
Okay. Okay. Let's rendezvous with Dot, and then we'll go back and open the cafe. Okay, we're on our way.
I guess. Do you want to meet in?
Wait, did we look at all your keys?
To meet in the Eden ship?
Okay. Yeah.
Can you? Is that going to be okay for you?
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. Sure. Eden, see you there.
And the call shuts off. And so I'm now just, yes.
Sorry.
I thought you were answering Bree. Like, can we meet immediately?
Oh no. If these like translates, do you want to meet up?
When JD's just so done, she starts using signs. But Soren, you see, sort of looks at you and starts to move and shift, and her arms fall back into herself. You hear that clang and that clunk. She's still quite very much mechanical as she folds back down into this motorcycle with the screen up on the front. It's like, ready? And as you do, the screen pops out, and this small little Wizmo pops out and runs to sit on the front of this.
Hey,
his chest
RT.
opens up. His chest opens up to reveal a headlamp.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, yeah. Ready? Let's go.
And you whiz off. And
RT is so useful.
and before Dot calls, where are RT and Vestal? Are they together? I know you.
How do we want to do this, though?
Looking.
I mean,
You were both
Vestal is
researching.
probably free. Her job is sporadic and usually is on call. So
Artie is in the kitchen of the apartment.
I actually am coming back from picking up whatever things we need for food or snacks or whatever from whatever store Eden has.
There are so many just different quirky shops, and you can walk back into this apartment. You are immediately greeted by a squawk as Turkey Burger, and almost sort of not on purpose, but almost takes you out as you have this bag of shopping with you.
There is smoke streaming out of this kitchen.
And you see Bash just quite happily like mincing out of the kitchen. His sort of
The robot family is so cute.
this metal cat. You know how cats curve anyway? It's like all these bits of metal sort of move together. Like those snake toys. I don't know if anyone's had that, but that sort of thing. As this cat minces out, almost looking happy with itself, as you see this black smoke bellowing out of the kitchen.
What happened?
Kevin, give me the taco. Kevin has been traumatized by all these events. Kevin, I said, please, can I have the taco?
You must wait for the ding.
It's not supposed to be 35 minutes. That was supposed to be 3 minutes. It is burning. Kevin.
And you just hear a ding, and this thing opens, and you're not even sure if it was a taco that you put in there. But
There was no label on it. I just assumed it was a taco.
you put it in like packaging and all, and
Yeah.
there's like the little screen across Kevin's thing that just says, "I'm sorry."
Oh, we may have to talk to JD about that. I am not good with robots.
This has been happening a lot. And I think that's a banana. I don't think that's a taco.
Wait, didn't you put it in?
There wasn't a label on it. I just assumed it was a taco. Most things that JD has are tacos.
I mean, that is fair.
They're very different things. Like, just Renee holds up a taco.
Oh.
I mean, if you're hungry, I brought food.
I don't think I'm hungry anymore. No. Okay, that's a lot of smoke.
As you do this, the door on Kevin just starts fanning.
Evan, you know I love you, but we really have to get you fixed.
Why?
You just burnt food to a crisp. And I mean that in the most loving of ways.
He's just quiet for a second and closes his door.
That may be my fault. I didn't say please.
That's like one of JD's built-in functions. You have to say please.
Remember to be polite to him, or...
I was doing something. I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. I mean, smoke clears out in only a few minutes. Do you think JD would like peach or chamomile tea best? I wasn't sure either. I just bought both.
I've never tried either of those.
Oh, they're quite delightful. One of them's good for sleeping, and the other one is just tasty.
Yeah, I think JD wants that one. The one that's good for sleeping.
Perfect. At least I chose something right.
Someone's
And
cat
I'll
meowing.
describe- That's
I love it. That's Bash walking around as he sort of Bash circles Vestal's legs. Looks very grateful that you're home, Vestal.
I will put my grocery bags on the counter and start giving Bash attention as cats so crave. How are you?
And this
Just
cat
talk to
is
it like-
very mechanical like purr, which you're pretty sure JD built in for this purpose alone. That when you sort of hit the right spot, this mechanical purr sort of erupts from this cat's chest. And your phone rings. Both of you.
I'm
It's
sure
Dot.
Yeah, it's Dot for me as well. I'm sure we can just take it on one, right?
Yeah. You want to do it or should I do it? Or?
Answer it to like on your own, but like separately. Just Great.
Here, and I'll just click mine.
Oh, hey, you guys are together. That's perfect.
Yeah, hey, we're just at the apartment.
Cool. Are you doing anything important?
I didn't burn anything.
Artie, I don't want to know. I promise you there are a lot of things I want to know going on in your life. I do not want to know what you did in that kitchen. Are you free, though? There's no fires, nothing I have to worry about?
Only smoke, no fires.
Perfect. How would you feel about bringing Turkey Burger with to the Eden ship so we could all meet, and she kind of turns and goes, Coil, this is Coil, everyone.
hello.
Artie, look, it's a whole robot person built by
I am not a robot person. I am simply a robot.
robot person, everyone see? Talks, just like Soren, but doesn't turn into a bike. Also has knives in her arms. She was,
They are not knives. They are de-escalation tools, only used if someone runs.
and she kind of flips the screen back real quick, and she goes, JD and Soren are already on their way. Coil was outside the clinic asking where Crowbar was. They were designed by Crowbar, and they haven't been online in over a year. So I thought maybe we could all meet at the ship with Turkey Burger and kind of say what happened. Hans, don't make that face. Why are you making that face?
My daughter is screaming in the other room.
It's okay, it's
that's
just
fine. I thought something happened in the chat. I was like, oh wait. No, I saw it. Okay, cool. What do you think, guys?
Personally, I'm free. Artie, did you have any plans for the next while?
No, I can burn something later. Let's just go and we'll check and see what Dot and Coil, the robot wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you call a taxi?
Oh yeah, I've done that like 4 times now. Yeah.
What is your history with the taxis since we've last seen you, Artie? How many taxis have you hailed?
1 more.
Cool.
I want to know how Artie gets around now because I'm like, it just walks everywhere.
I'm sure there's either walking or we're helping.
Okay, this is the future. There's no need to leave this apartment, just so we're clear.
And just a quick thank you to Julie, who is going to effectively, in a way, a GM intrusion, who donates to introduce a complication, very specifically AI rivalry between Coil and Soren.
Oh boy.
Which I can't wait for. And also, I need to have 2 beans because it's £40 donation. Thank you very much.
All right. People are trying to wear out my supply of black pepper beans, so let's do
We'll
this.
get through the black pepper beans. Bring on the earthworm.
Down to 1.
Okay.
Oh, this is a dead fish one, possibly.
A dead fish is terrifying.
Right, I don't know. This is either...
That's so gross.
It's either
Definitely
birthday...
not strawberry banana smoothie.
Oh no.
Oh my. That's dirty dishwasher, and this is...
Oh no.
This is vomit.
No.
Chocolate or canned dog food?
Ew. Ew.
Really, the dirty dishwasher is helping with the vomit.
It's chocolate.
Ooh.
Of course it is.
Hey, I got dead fish.
Chocolate.
I think from now on, maybe not flavor combinations. It just seems to make your life worse, that's all.
Yeah, from here on, I'm picking all of the same color.
Yeah, I was wondering if I should grab 2 of the same color or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that from now on because I just had a chocolate, or no, that was no. Hold on, let me see. One was definitely chocolate.
I feel so much sympathy for the faces right now.
Shout out, next time we do a charity stream, every time someone donates, we say something nice about one person in the stream. I think we should do it that way versus eating jelly beans.
I'm with that.
Well,
Yeah.
I think people are loving.
If people donate £30, Scrat will go take a
Altering
15-minute nap.
I've literally eaten these almost all the way through the 28 hours.
My
I
nice
feel like
thing.
dead fish could have been worse.
Oh my God, Scratton fucking chat. Maybe it's karma. Maybe Zelda has been good.
Oh no.
I
that's
will
so
come
bad.
into that room. Force feed you bean boozles.
And that is why Scrat got all bad jelly beans last night, because of jokes like that.
Mm-hmm. It's not how you make friends, Scrap. It's just, you know.
Jokes on you.
My
I've
soul's
never
in my
been.
body.
And Artie, you can call a taxi. You do it very well. In fact, you seem to think that it's the same taxi driver a lot of the time. Like maybe this is the only one that will come to you after you've made the call.
You don't have to give me conspiracy theories, Alice. I've got them.
And the taxi arrives, pulls up on the balcony outside your house, and you can see all the neon lights, as much as it's fairly dark here anyway. even more turning on. You can hear them powering up, the doof doof, as they all start powering up as the night draws in.
Okay. So we're getting in. We just need to go down to this clinic down on the lower levels.
Yep. Don't know about it, but he does. You can see him nodding as he does. He knows exactly where he's going.
I'm sure he's come in once or twice.
Yeah.
Done something very stupid. I've got a chicken bone stuck in there.
This guy.
Do you need me to give you directions? Do I need to show you like map coordinates?
And he pauses for a moment and looks over at Vestal. I'm fine. Thank you. I'm sure I will find it. And as you're about to leave, before you close the door, you hear this squawking as like Turkey Burger, not flying, but like hopping across before jumping into the taxi and lands on Artie's lap. And this taxi driver almost looks used to this. As you pull away and head down to the lower levels of Eden, and it gets darker and darker the entire way down. All of you arrive almost at the same time. JD, you pull up on Soren, and Vestal and Artie, the taxi drops you off. And as you see JD arrive outside the clinic.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
Hey, that was an unexpected call.
Yep, it's an unexpected thing.
Dot, did you go back into the clinic with Coil?
No, I would have taken Coil around the back and started to lead Coil into the unbeknownst depths of the ship. I'd say at this point, though, we've replaced the old lid with a locking lid that we all have keys for, because
Smart.
Yes, keys, please.
I don't ever want to go down there one day and find a murderer in there.
You sound like it's happened before.
As soon as you got off the call with Artie and Vestal, I'm just like, who were those people? Do they also know Crowbar? Are they all friends? How many of them were also built by Crowbar? Also, what is death like, and how did she die? Was it painful? Was it like being turned off? How long ago did that happen? Where are all of the other people that were always in her apartment, the twins and the stupid fucker? Where did everybody go? Why was the apartment so messy?
What? The apartment was messy?
Yes.
Why was the apartment messy? I don't know why the apartment would be messy.
I don't know either. Anytime I was turned on, everything was always very neatly put away.
It was neatly put away the last time we were there, too. It was a year
Except
ago.
for the kitchen, which was always very messy.
Coil, I don't know how to tell you this, and I'm not the one to tell you this, but you're asking a lot of questions. Everyone else from the apartment is also dead.
Oh.
There were very, very bad people who were trying to kill as many people in Eden as possible. And Crowbar was a strong person who wanted to fight that. And it wasn't a fight that she won. So we did our best to win it for her. But when it comes to how she died and whether death hurts, that's very nuanced. Don't ask that question when JD is around. JD is the first one we called with the other robot. Don't ask her.
Why should I not ask these questions to JD? Is JD different than the others?
JD has suffered a lot through this. Do you know, I don't know what your AI can quite handle, but do you understand the feeling of hurt, of loss, and of pain?
Crowbar made sure to install in me very robust data on humans. I understand that you feel things and they feel very real, despite the fact that nothing is.
That sounds very crowbar. JD hurt a lot a year ago. JD took this probably the hardest, and I don't want her more upset. She already is.
I will try not to upset JD.
Thank
I will
you.
not ask any questions of the woman with the robot.
Thank you. Appreciate
May
it.
I ask the robot questions?
You can ask Soren as many questions as you'd like, as long as they don't involve what it feels like for a human to die.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's go down here. We'll wait for them down here.
And you go down. Now, Dot, have you done anything to this in a year?
Now that is something I would like to lead to the rest of the group as well. Would we have done something with this place? I'm sure a lot of technology is fun to touch and play with. I'm sure Artie touched everything.
Yeah, but also really concerned about keeping it where it is so that we don't lose track of what it was supposed to mean.
I do think we straightened up and like made sure all of the rooms opened and like
Technology, everything was wired correctly.
yeah.
Probably fixed wiring, cleaned up like shattered glass, moldy food, etc. We kept all the packaging for all of the old foods and put them in a storage area because they're cool. For Vestal and the love of very old things. We kept all of the like memorabilia. I'm sure we moved out any remaining cryo chambers into a separate area that we would not go into just because they make Dot very uncomfortable.
And the locks were a great addition that all of us were for.
Yeah. So probably brought some chairs down, maybe some beanbags.
Me and JD found tapes with music on them, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. You found a whole set.
Those will be gathered and put near the chair at which we listened to them in the first place, because
I'd say once every few months or so, we all want to get very drunk and we sit down there and listen to music and locker like a drunk tank for some folks cry a whole lot. Some folks stoically stare at the corner of the wall while they clench their jaw and pretend that nothing bothers them. While some people go, "Oh, this is a very nice song."
And we lock ourselves in a creepy old abandoned spaceship in the ground.
Like a bunch of dysfunctional.
To each their own.
It's a space you all have that you know no one else.
We are normal if we only count the people in the room.
Yes.
We have to count robots too.
So yeah, I'd say everything
else. An apartment and a clubhouse.
Yeah. Everything else seems about the same except for the one room we very much so made like the panic room of sorts. It's comfortable. There's music, there's chairs, maybe like a mini fridge. The mini fridge doesn't talk though because Dot was insistent that it doesn't talk. She'll feel bad about leaving it here by itself. So the
beanbag chairs, and can we add them to this panic room?
Wait, what?
Does Eden have beanbag chairs, and can we add them to the panic room?
Ooh, can we have one of those swing things too, like a swing chair, like one of the wide ones, like that?
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Around. I mean, the ceiling's sturdy. It's a spaceship, so there's like a center swinging like inflatable tube kind of like circle, and it's full of like pillows and blankets, and I can sit there and cry and drink. Like a bunch of fully functional, barely adults.
And
sounds right.
Down there. What about Artie, Vestal, JD? What are you all doing? Are you heading straight down?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely want to know what's going on.
Yeah. And I think we really did kind of arrive at the same time just because my therapist is a bit farther away than the apartment. So even though I got the call first. So Soren has like just finished transforming and is ready to like come down the ladder and everything in her more humanoid form.
She does. She follows you. She follows behind all of you as you head down into the ship that only you know about and to the panic room, as we're calling it. And what is Coil and Dot doing in this panic room when they will arrive?
I think at the very least, I've picked up on the fact that I make Dot uncomfortable, or rather, maybe I don't know that I make Dot uncomfortable, but I know a bit about human mannerisms, so I know that she's uncomfortable. So I'm just like standing in a corner, like pressed up against the wall.
And I just want to, and that makes Dot so violently uncomfortable, more than Coil's. Like, Coil, you can sit, you can get comfortable. You don't have to stand in a corner. You're a guest. You're welcome to make yourself comfortable.
I am most comfortable when I have all exits covered.
This is a locked location, Coil. Nothing can hurt us in here.
Nothing can hurt me.
Oh, Crowbar, what did you do? Okay,
Crowbar
well,
had not finished with whatever her plan was.
well, maybe, you remember the one I told you about, the one who has the other robot? Has a lot of very, very good skills with technology and might be able to help finish the rest of the processes that Crowbar didn't get to.
Perhaps I could have extra knives.
Yes, knives. Extra knives are always good, as long as you don't stab any of us with them.
Do not resist.
And Dot's gonna kind of sit on the like swinging chair, really stiffly and kind of like facing the door, but like kind of also facing Coil, like.
And that's
I'm gonna coil up again. I feel like that. I am more comfortable now.
Okay. Whatever makes you happy, Coil.
Do we walk into this super awkwardness?
Oh,
hey.
You can cut it with a knife, and when you guys come in, Dot rushes to the door and kind of like pulls you all in and goes, Crowbar made a very, very powerful sentry bot come back to life. There's knives in her arms.
I bring the knives out.
Those knives. She didn't quite finish all of the emotional AI. That's still a work in progress. But they seem like they won't hurt us as long as you don't do anything crazy violent in the room. Yeah.
Hello.
That's Coil.
Oh, yeah.
Coil.
Planning to be
Soren.
crazy violent today.
Soren walks in from behind and stays back, just watching Coil.
So,
Usually have knives.
My line of sentry bots all had our de-escalation tools. They were used only in the case of extreme resistance.
You are
Whoa.
carrying weapons?
Chink!
And Soren just takes a step closer to JD, Vestal, and Artie.
Bless my friend.
A slightly different area of the room.
Yeah, and I mean, Dot is also an armed person underneath her jacket. She's kind of like a little waist belt that she always has with medical supplies, but she also has a shock baton kind of tucked behind her like jacket, so it's not super visible, but she's got a shock baton. She's not too scared of the killer robot right in front of her.
I am not a killer robot. I was told that you were all friends of Crowbar's. I was looking for Crowbar when I was informed that she had... And then I look at Dot and I'm like, she is not here any longer, but we don't have to talk about it. And I like look at JD and then I look at Dot. Like my little eyeballs are just like
If Soren could squint, you see these two like metal eyelids sort of slowly.
I
don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I am programmed to make everyone feel at ease.
I may have made a mistake by asking them to be a little bit more tactful with some of the questions. that they asked you versus the questions that they asked me. I think I might have broken them a little bit, and I feel kind of bad, but I don't know how to fix robots, Artie. And she looks to Artie nervous. Like, yeah, Artie first, because Artie loves robots. Artie.
Hi, I'm Artie. And
Hello, Artie.
Hey, so we all know Crowbar. Yeah, Crowbar was super intimidating and really scary, just period. Also, I don't know how anybody could have murdered Crowbar because she's terrifying.
Crowbar was not murdered.
No, I'm pretty... No.
Crowbar was murdered.
JD, did we...
No, I don't know how to say anything else. Crowbar was definitely murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Oh, and Dot still has the knife.
all a conspiracy. And I think we fixed it. But a lot of people had to, die first, and that sucks.
I think it's important that we help Coil understand. I know it's not our responsibility, but I think that that's something that Crowbar would have wanted from us.
Okay,
I mean, we
Soren.
took in Turkey Burger. Speaking of which, where's the bird? Where's the...
Yeah,
Oh my
the just dun dun raises up Turkey Burger.
Coil, do you remember the Turkey Burger?
Sorry.
Were you there for the Turkey Burger?
I do not recall seeing any other creation that Crowbar made, but I do know that she was always working. Hello, Turkey Burger.
It's just this screech.
Turkey Burger, be polite.
State your designation.
There's a small screech after being told to be polite.
I think it's a bird.
Designation is bird.
There's a port, though. We totally connected the bird to something before. We could try to connect the bird to Coil.
Memories. Maybe that'll be... I don't know.
Yeah. Coil, communication isn't really a thing that Turkey Burger excels at.
I don't know that Turkey Burger makes memories.
I'm sure Turkey Burger remembers a few things. Turkey Burger remembers that maybe Dot is not the most communicatively friendly, but also is...
that apparently everything Crowbar's made has a USB port.
I feel like that's a lie.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that is a
will
bit of
come
an
in handy one
assumption.
day.
It's like we can attach something to Turkey Burger, but can we attach something to Coil?
There's probably a USB port somewhere super strange. Like, let me just remove my pinky real quick.
My my line was meant to record all interactions we had with the public. I do have recording capabilities that you can access. And I'm gonna drop my head and there will be a little USB at the top.
Perfect. Okay, I think Turkey Burger may have had some similar capabilities. I'm gonna run around. I think we have some cabinets here that we may have used to just store stuff.
Shit, tons of weird wiry shit that Dot does not get.
Yeah, we just kind of put it away out of the way, but we kept the things that were functional. So I go over and sort through a couple of cables before I find one that will effectively connect the two.
Okay, so what are you trying to do here?
Well, we're trying to give Coil a designation for Turkey Burger.
Also, for Coil's sake, maybe Coil can access some memories of experiences with, Crowbar alive, so that way they get to know Crowbar a little bit better. I think
Yeah,
that
there's
seems...
some recorded info on there.
maybe like a memory of them going out to eat or getting into a fight with the, what was his name? It was
Nail gun?
Nail Gun. Yeah,
Stupid
maybe some
fucker?
memories. Yeah, stupid fucker. Yeah, maybe there's just some positive things for Coil.
And okay, so Coil, can you roll me an intellect, please? Straight up intellect.
Yes. I'm stupid.
Okay. This I'm going to, for the first bit, you do see memories. They're very glitchy. You see sort of Crowbar's face looking up at you, like as she sort of fixes things to you. You think you hear a squawk in the background, which you can now relate to Turkey Burger. And you remember the sensation of being powered up and powered off again and again. And you see Crowbar's face smiling, and then before something happens, you see almost that your hearing comes on halfway through as you see her sort of excitedly sort of jumping around the room as something has worked. Something she's fixed to you has worked, and you have powered up fully. You hear her shouting at Nail Gun. You see her throw something, and then another scene is you power up again, and she looks tired. She sat there just drinking coffee as she works on small things. And then there's nothing. Your vision is not there, but you feel the sensation of being powered up. And you hear humming. Someone humming. You hear... In fact, roll another intellect for me, please. 5. As effectively your vision has been turned off, your other senses heighten. You hear what sounds like a stool being dragged across the floor. As this humming happens, sort of singing to themselves. On a 5, you hear that scribble of something on paper. And for a moment, you think you see, it's almost like a shadow rather than anything, as your vision, you really struggle with your vision of someone crouching down and lining up. You see hands trying to delicately place things in order on this stool. Sort of coming and standing next to you, looking at it from your angle, judging the line of sight. And you feel a pat on your shoulder. Time to wake up. And you hear them walk away and close the door of the apartment. Now I'm going to offer you a GM intrusion here. Well, no, I'm going to get you to roll a 1d2. So could you please roll me a 1d2?
How do I roll dice that aren't? Is it?
Go into chat.
I'll put it in Zoom chat, and then you can copy and paste.
Oops.
Yeah, just copy that in. I have sent that to Scrap privately when I was asking for a drink.
There we go. Thank you.
Just copy and paste that in.
That's a critical fail.
That is a critical fail.
Ah!
Fuck.
You start to glitch, and the rest of you see Coil start to shake slightly as the cable that JD has put in starts to spark.
Oh no, 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 we just broke it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh,
JD.
no.
JD.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, and I'm gonna try and like pull it out on whichever side is not sparking. Are they both sparking?
Make me a speed check, please.
Oh my gosh. It's been so
just-
long since I've had JD's character sheet open. Okay, ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. You quickly manage to remove this from...
Of course I know what I'm doing.
And Coil, you can't help but drop to your knees as you feel like this surge go through you and you sort of shake violently. And the memory of what you just had is wiped. You remember it, but you can't see it anymore.
But I still remember being in this room, right?
You remember being in this room. You remember everything up to this. You don't remember. You've just lost the visual memories of Crowbar and the scene you just witnessed.
Fuck. I feel bad.
I don't think whatever we were trying to do was successful. I didn't get to see anything.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Something went wrong with the cable. I don't know. We'll have to look at it later to make sure it's okay.
I think
But
that everything is fine now.
okay. Well, you know yourself best, but maybe we should just try to tell you what we know.
And on top of that, Coyle did say that before they when they turned back on and they looked around, the apartment, JD's apartment, was destroyed. Someone else has been in there since we have.
Who would have been in Crowbar's apartment since we have? I thought what?
Coyle, who turned you back on?
I'm not sure. I have to be turned on manually, but there was no one. There were no life signs in the apartment when I left. There was only a note that said, "Time to wake up," and this. And I will open my arm pocket to reveal the little square. This led me to Crowbar's last location.
So someone turned Coyle back on for the purpose of finding what happened to Crowbar. A year after, is this some sort of... And Dot is going to walk away for a second. She's going to walk into a separate room, and she's going to just quietly shut the door.
I'm going to try and follow Dot, and then the door gets shut.
And you can...
Just like...
We lost Bree. I think we've lost Bree briefly.
Bree, no!
It does look a little bit like it.
There we
go.
There we go. Okay. So when did I stop moving?
You closed the door on Coyle.
I walked out of the room away from everyone else after I heard this. I shut the door. I flicked into a lock, and you can kind of hear like a muffled shouting. There's a muffled shouting, and you can kind of hear, if you get kind of close to the door, you hear, "Who the fuck would play such a nasty little prank a year after? Who the fuck even knows about it?" Something crashes, and then it's silent for a moment. Dot unlocks the door, pulls the door back, and goes, "So we'd like to tell Coyle about what had happened a year ago."
And at that, we're going to go to a quick break, because this is a 4-hour stream, so we're going to have a super quick break, and then we will be back with another 2 hours of Ethan.
Woo! Thank you. Pizza.
Hi.
That's what Brenda's daughter always says, doorbell ring.
Oh, hi. We are back, still in the Eden ship, and Dot's just screamed in the room and come back out. And I'm going to say it's been probably a couple of minutes since this has happened. You can all probably hear Dot. You probably know she does this as well.
This is a Dot thing. Like sometimes, like there are times where things seem kind of particularly upsetting, where like she'll walk out and she'll go on a walk, and you might hear a bunch of birds fly away from the direction she's in, or sometimes she'll like throw things in an alleyway.
I think she literally did this when we were at Crowbar's apartment and first learned about Adam Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did shatter a few things.
You would know that.
She throws these small tantrums because she doesn't actually know how to deal with emotions.
And you're in this room, you're effectively in your...
I know a great therapist.
Yeah. Dot, you enter the room again.
Yeah. And she just kind of like, rubs her hands and goes, all right, so who wants to begin the story of Project Eden?
Well, I guess it starts with people getting sick. And Dot, that's kind of your purview.
I suppose so. So, Coil, I work in that building that you saw me come out of. It is called the Clinic. It is designed to heal people and take care of people that the hospital will not take care of. It is people who are not peaceful enough for the peacekeepers to not kill. So we take care of the poor, the unsightly, the not perfect members of society. And I suppose it began when a virus began to spread like a common cold that began to kill people within hours. It is actually how I first came across Crowbar, because there seemed to be information that she might carry a gene that might make her ill.
We didn't know Crowbar for very long, but
it's actually how I came.
Yeah, but I feel like we all found ourselves in a situation where we were surrounded by something going wrong, and it felt like we were the only ones who saw it. So it brought us all closer together, and when Crowbar disappeared, it was really nerve-wracking. Dot was off investigating something. Artie and I were together at my apartment when Turkey Burger arrived, flapping and scared. And we'd never seen him like that before. So we accessed some of his memories, some things he'd recorded, and there wasn't much, but well, we just saw Crowbar's body. So we went to go find her. Only we ended up finding a lot more than we could bargain for. We met Vestal, which is nice. And then, well, I feel so bad. JD's not the best explainer in the world.
What had happened, Coil, was that very powerful, very wealthy people in the OTC became corrupted, and a man named Adam Watson. And this is probably the first time she said his name in a good year. It left her vernacular. It's almost like she forgot it. A man named Adam Watson. He tried to spread this sickness and kill as many innocent people as possible. It was in the rain, it was in the water, it was in the medication. Crowbar was beginning to see things in the lower levels, and I think because she knew so much, she was killed. She was stabbed with a dagger or a small knife. But the person who did it is gone. And Adam Watson is also gone. It does just raise the question as to why were you powered back on? A year after.
So I'm a clone, and there are a lot of other clones that are exactly like me, and they all were doing really bad stuff in town. And I don't know where it was all going, and they were all killed in a huge explosion. And also, I'm immune to this cold that they're talking about, and my dad was trying to stop it. So his plan was I think he was injecting people with my blood, and that included JD's mom, which was super weird. But then after all this, we ended up finding Adam Watson in some sort of underground dance club, like my mom warned me about. And I am pretty sure that things were going down there that were not okay. And
the people were very weird.
Yeah, and I mean, we made it out, but I don't know how we did that besides luck.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
I would like to take a few moments to process what I have been told.
Okay.
All right. I am finished.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Good
But
note. A lot of people saved.
a lot of lives were saved.
Yeah. Yeah. There were.
A lot of lives. And unfortunately, we were the ones who had to clean up the mess, and we were the ones who had to carry the pain. But we are also the ones who get to carry the knowledge that we saved Eden. But it still does not answer the question. Who powered her back?
I would like to save Eden. Perhaps I was powered back on to help you. I am skilled in arm-to-arm combat, running, jumping, chasing, de-escalation.
Doc's gonna turn to Artie and kind of whisper to him. Is there any way you or JD could check to make sure that there's not any malicious software?
Oh,
Malicious.
I mean, gee.
I mean, I know that Crowbar just brought to life a killing robot, but I mean more so in the Adam Watson kind of way.
Yeah, JD should totally check for that. And I gotta say, this is very much what I would expect from Crowbar.
100%.
I mean, yeah. Also, we're not good at any of those things: running, jumping, hand-to-hand combating. I mean, that's.
I'm offended, Artie, that you would say that, but yes, I agree. Coil would be a very useful member of our friendship. But I do want to go to Crowbar's apartment now.
Well,
makes
I
sense.
guess my question is, you say you're good at de-escalation. I've kind of been hoping for like a year now that there isn't anything left to de-escalate. What exactly do you do?
My line was originally designed to help patrol certain areas that were high in population, malls, buildings, large gatherings. I was one of a few test sentry bots that were put out to see how well the public would respond to our presence. It turns out that the public, when thought that they are unwatched, tend to escalate situations frequently.
I see. Okay.
A
Okay.
robotic peacekeeper. Tell me, when was your line taken out of service, Coil?
I do not know. Numbers were not something that I created for my backstory.
Truth.
No. Peacekeeper. A peacekeeper on our side. Robotic peacekeeper, known for...
I know that Crowbar found me just over, 2 years ago, and attempted to bring me back online. She maintained most of my standard protocols, but also added in some additional information, such as the Diagnostic Statistics Manual, which is how I know that humans are full of emotion, and other things. At one point, she plugged me into some sort of strange online form, but I was quickly taken offline.
I see. Okay. Okay, so I guess my concern, and it's not a concern, but I do just want to look at the spot that was sparking earlier. It's possible there's something that's not connecting right. And I know you said it's okay. I think that the cord is fine. I just want to make sure that your port is fine as well.
I will submit to inspection.
Okay. Okay.
I just kind of flop over so you can get at me.
Perfect. JD's gonna look at it topically, but assuming that she was kind of there for Dot's proposal. She's also she's gonna check it topically, but then check by actually taking a flash drive out that she has and inserting it in. It's just a normal flash drive. There's nothing but space on it, and so she just makes sure that it plugs in, that it works, and then make sure that she can either get some files off that she can check or run a scan through that.
Could you please roll me an intellect?
I can. I think. There it goes.
On a 5, you can plug this in. And after a while, after a bit of whirring, you can hear from Coil. You can take the, effectively, memory stick back out, and there's a screen on top of this memory stick, and you can see a download of information, which look like statistics, and almost like a blueprint for Coil. There are also what looks to be memory files, probably the ones that Coil can no longer visualize. And there is a secondary file that is effectively downloaded onto this memory stick with a red line through it, as if it's blocked.
Welcome to the academy.
Coil, are you having trouble accessing any of your functionalities?
I can run a diagnostics test for you if you like.
Sure, that would be great if you could do that. Yeah.
Take your seats.
Okay. I run in place really, really fast, and then I jump really high. Then I do some stretches, and then I take my knives out and I put them back in like ching, 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 ching.
This is a standard procedure. You can do this easily. You find your own blueprints, and you also have the folders of the memories. There is no third folder for you.
There's no third folder for me?
There is no folder with a red line through it. JD,
So
you
I
see
can do...
Bree.
Okay.
Coil, you do not.
Can you see the date that it was added, this file? Is it original processed?
JD, roll me another intellect if this is something you're looking at, unless Dot is looking specifically.
Oh, no. Dot is asking.
Okay, you can't seem to get much information out of it. However, this file looks to be the first file uploaded before the blueprint, for the memories. This is a standard file. And it looks to be... maybe it's been there for around 400 years.
When was your line taken out of production? Okay. So, Coil, a couple weird things. I may have to check this against some of my computers to see if I can figure out why your ports might be malfunctioning with this technology. Is that okay with you?
You were a friend of Crowbar's?
Yes.
Then I will allow you to do whatever you think is best.
Okay, thank you. I think that might help us, and it might help you get more answers too. Like, I don't know, there are some memory files on here, some recordings, things that maybe you'd like to see.
Memory files of Crowbar?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
And the other thing I will say, JD, is that you've probably, this place you've set up almost so that you can use the computers as well. I would assume you'd make use of the technology.
They're not all ancient anymore.
I think there would be some that you will have either updated or at least brought your own down.
No, I totally brought my own stuff. Yes, I totally brought my own stuff to our clubhouse. So I am gonna... I think there's probably, like, since this is the loungy area, there's like a corner desk with my computer set up on it, and it just has like a couple of the tapes that we have like all brought in here, and then we have a couple of like drives and cords that were more practical and didn't just like stash in cabinets. It has a cool little screensaver on it, probably like a little happy looking muffin with a smiley face on it. And JD sits down and plugs in the drive and starts to kind of like try and do things on a desktop, try and see what she can find.
Yeah, you roll me another intellect for me, please.
I can.
Determine how much information you get from this.
Ah!
On a 1,
so bad.
You can see that this, again, is an old file. And you can read from this with the blueprints, that the blueprints on Coil right now are fairly new. You can guess that probably Crowbar updated a lot, maybe found an older robot and updated a lot of things to it, because especially compared to like Soren, Coil is very updated, built for this purpose specifically. And you can open this file on the computer. The red line sort of flashes and then disappears. It's almost like it crumbles away on the screen. And as you open this file, more and more start to pop up. Hundreds of files, names, and one at the top. It says Screen Children.
Now, are these inside the file that had the red line?
Inside the file with the red line, you see
okay.
hundreds of files with hundreds of names. And almost like an overall file, more like an overall document, it says Screen Children.
I'll
But
scroll
that
through.
one on a one you can't open.
Ah, okay. Can I just like scroll through and see if I recognize any other names?
Yeah, roll me another intellect.
Okay. I got this. I got this.
On a 3,
Yes.
you scroll down. You feel like they're going over and over again. You're scrolling through all these hundreds of names until you see a folder that says Adam Watson.
Oh, shit. Okay, so couple things. First thing, can't get access to everything. I may have more tech at the apartment that maybe could do a little more. But
Dot walks over and kind of like peers over. What is this? What am I looking for?
well, it'll stand out to you. And it's like she's left it up on the screen, so it's like
And she's
up near
kind
the
of-
top.
And she's just going like, she's just reading out people's names like Forrest Walton, blah, 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 blah. What is this list? What is this list, JD? Why is...
I don't know. There's a file at the top that says Screen Children, and I can't get it open. It's encrypted somehow. I don't have the best interface here. It's the clubhouse, but I gotta know what's in there now.
I need to know what's in the apartment, so...
And as I said, you do see that folder. Dot, you will see the folder that says Adam Watson as well. All the folders with the names on, easily openable.
Open up Adam Watson's file.
Okay, I do it. I needed someone there. Do it.
You click. And up pops records of this young boy. A young boy called Adam Watson, born to Carrie and Terrence Watson, who one was a mechanic, one was a stay-at-home mother, both deceased.
You want to be a mage or a fighter?
They seem to have
I can
died
show
of an
you how to
unknown
be a
illness,
shield.
something that had never been recorded. And he failed at school, at literally everything. He was not a high achiever. In fact, he had almost a very low IQ. And he was taken into care when both of his parents died of this unknown illness.
JD, go to another file. See if anyone else's parents were dead.
Okay. JD's just gonna click on the one right next to Adam's.
Yep, you can see one of Tom Carraway. It's a similar story. This one, though, is slightly different. The parents aren't dead. They gifted their child. In fact, they had no part in their upbringing.
All right. Give me a third. Give me a third. And she's just kind of like forcing JD to start clicking on them just to see a history of these screen children. How many were given up? How many families died of illnesses? How many like stuff like that? Are there more than one unknown illness?
There don't seem to be any of unknown illness per se. This seems to be specifically Adam Watson's parents. And you can go through all of these files, and the other documents you bring up is as much as these children were born to these people. They were not raised by these people. None of them were. They were all sent off to
These screen children.
call it like a school or something equivalent. But after they're being taken into care or being sent off to this school or facility, there is no record of them whatsoever.
So it seems that, and I'm going to say this in a way that I don't want anyone to get stressed out about. It seems that Coil was brought here for a reason. I might be paranoid, but I think all of us are. I think we need to find out how to access the Screen Children's file, and I think we need to go to Crowbar's apartment. I think we need to get this information quickly so we can find the peace of mind even quicker.
Okay, yeah. There may be something in some of the other files too. I can just review them, make sure.
JD.
Hey.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, hey, JD. Can I look at that file real quick? I just want to... Okay, I'm looking to make sure my name's not on there.
You can scroll through.
Any Lauren Curtis's, any Daniel Chen's?
Definitely looked for that too, though.
None.
The paranoia of like any of us.
None of their names.
But Artie specifically.
Artie specifically, for sure.
None of your names are on there. However, Artie, as you're scrolling through, can you please roll me an intellect?
Yes, I can. I would like to apply the maximum amount of effort to this.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what happens? Where's my action thingy? All right, I'm just going to drop the pools down, and if anybody asks, I'm applying 2 levels of effort to this.
Okay.
Whoa. My numbers.
Okay. You were scrolling through all of these as you sort of rapidly search for your name, and it almost becomes a blur of all these sort of names that churn out. And then your eyes stop and focus. There was a folder that didn't have a name. It had a number.
What is that number?
That number is 32, 64, 48.
Write these down.
Oh, it's on my murder board now. Yeah.
Okay, can you send me a copy of your murder board? Or can you send me that? Because I'm a terrible note taker.
Oh, yeah.
I just see red strings on this murder board.
You know it. I learned from the best what a murder board looks like.
And as you hover over it, it's almost like it enlarges and comes up to the screen.
Is this like a link I can click and see what's in this folder?
You can open the folder, but it's more like it's it seems to be a code or like maybe a password rather than anything else. And as you open this file, you see a silver tree. Breathe, Bree.
For those just joining us for season 2, this is how we play Eden. Alice assaults us with information. We all scream internally for a few minutes. Bree hits her head on a wall or shakes her hands, and we repeat the process.
I'm fine. It's okay. It's good. And Dot's still peering over his shoulder at this because she's stupid nosy, but she doesn't know how to. She's like that grandma who's like, "How do you use the Facebooks?" But she's like breathing down your neck the whole time, and she's like, "Oh, all right.
This is like when you try to read your personal email at work,
She never clicks on anything herself.
No, because she doesn't get it. I mean, she's accessed a few medical files. She can access like the medical file parts, but like actual technological files, nah, that's not her forte. Look, he goes, so I think we should have a task force of sorts. Who would like to go to the apartment and crack files, and who would like to go to...
Artie, did you double click on the numbers when you
Yes, that sounds like a bad idea. That is exactly what Artie did.
As you double click on the numbers, this whole room powers up. You can see lines run through the wall, all of these lights come through all these nooks and crannies in the metal paneling of the walls. And you've put lights in here, but suddenly there's these lights you didn't even know about start turning on, this doof, 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 all the way through this safety room, this panic room, through the corridors. Everything lights up.
Okay.
Okay, what did you do?
I clicked on it. I clicked on the file. Yeah.
The screen moves to the side.
Ooh.
And a door opens.
Have we seen this door before?
You have never, ever seen this door before, as a panel, almost as if out of nowhere, sort of suddenly protrudes from the wall.
We are all going in there together. I don't think we can split up our group, because every time we do that, someone is almost killed and disappears.
Dot's going to look at Coil immediately and go, hey, Coil, de-escalation? There might be a bad guy in that room.
I was just going to say, I think as soon as the door opens, Coil has already like turned towards it and is like, if there is a human present, you must state.
There's no reply. And Soren stands, looks at Coil briefly, and the rest of you get a feeling like Soren hasn't said anything this entire time, but walks straight past Coil down this corridor. Almost stubbornly, not out of knowing where they're going.
Soren, please be careful. And then Dot's going to run after Soren.
Yeah, no, JD is too. That's my best friend going down that hallway.
No, I'm gonna stick my arm out as Dot tries to run by, like not stopping her, but kind of just like impeding her. And I'm gonna say, I'll just like look over my shoulder and be like, it would be wise for us to go first. If you must, please follow me, and then I'm gonna step in after Soren.
Okay. JD is like, tense, but we'll do what Coil says because Coil has knives.
You can walk down this corridor. Coil, if you're leading the way, you can follow. You can catch up with Soren very quickly. If anything, Soren sort of holds back, realizing the others aren't right behind her.
How have we been here this long and not known this was here?
Because we just clicked a file in a robot that got powered up by someone we don't know that clearly knows more about this than we do.
You clicked the file. I'm not taking credit for this.
You opened the folder.
Just bickering on the way down.
Dot's going to actually slow down. She's going to kind of stand next to Vestal. Bet you thought the adventure was over, didn't ya?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, but I mean, even then I've been spending time trying to kind of find out what Adam was. I've been talking to people, but not many people really knew who he was, so.
Well, it seems that Adam Watson was just a rat in the maze. There are permanent files. So there's more than one Adam Watson, Vestal. What are we going to do?
Honestly, the thought of more than one Adam Watson terrifies even me. And I really don't know.
I mean, I've done some training, but I don't think I've done enough training for an entire file's worth of enemies a scream school for a bunch of crazy kids, and then whoever their leaders are. How do I panic without scaring everyone?
I mean, you seem to be able to panic room yell pretty well, and more or less used to it.
Yeah. Maybe JD's right about the therapist.
Possibly a good idea.
The problem is there's so many secrets. I don't know how she can just sit there and tell everyone secrets. It's always been weird to me. I feel like if anyone knows, they're going to die or become an enemy.
Especially now knowing that whatever threat we had is...
There could be hundreds of them, just waiting dormant.
Yeah.
JD, as she's walking, like, her mechanical hand makes like a slight creak, not loud, like it's pretty, she takes good care of it. But it has just like the slight creaking sound, kind of like clicking a pin, you know? And so she's like just doing this with her fingers. It's not stretching anything. It just like click, 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 as she's like going down the hallway.
Year anniversary. If there's any circus music that plays, and Dot says it's really loud for everyone to hear, I'm fucking leaving.
I can play.
Oh, I might cry.
Coil, nope. No circus music. It's not allowed.
Soren sort of approaches Coil. Is that they do not agree with circus music.
What is circus music?
From their reactions, it's terrifying.
Have you been around humans for a long time?
JD, yes. My new friends, a year.
Welcome to the academy.
Are
I
humans
coffee? I can't drink it, but I go.
Are humans always so loud?
He sort of looks around. Dot is.
And are they always so stupid to rush into danger? They don't even know what's in this room, and yet they're following us as if their tiny bodies can withstand the same type of trauma as ours.
The Soren pauses at that. I always saw it as eagerness, not stupidity. I have seen them take hits, take bullets. They are affected by disease, unlike us, and all survive.
Well, they didn't all survive, did they?
I'd never met Crowbar.
I will take what you've said and reflect on it. The difference between stupidity and eagerness in humans.
And Soren pauses. I believe your Crowbar was like my JD. And she sort of reaches in. She's gained like not pockets, but she's put like little bags and satchels that like Vestal has probably created that's found in these oddity shops as sort of just attached to herself rather than actual compartments, which she does have, but she's using less and less, and reaches in and pulls out a small silver coin with a silver tree on it. I think this was hers. It was found with her, and sort of takes Coil's hand and just puts it in. the palm.
I'm gonna take it and like press it to my head like this. I don't see anything of her on it.
And almost like you think for a second there's a strange noise in Soren's chest. You would relate it close enough to a chuckle. And sort of just says, "You are still growing. And thank you for that £100 donation. I'm going to eat 5 beans now."
Oh gosh, I feel so bad for you all.
Okay, this is
I'm out of black pepper beans after this.
Thank you.
I only have this one. One left.
I almost got sick from the one I had last time, so I'm gonna eat all blue ones because I think toothpaste is the one I'm least likely to. It's against terms. It's against terms of service to throw up. So
yeah. I'm doing it randomly. So here's.
Okay, do I want soap or do I want... I don't want a rotten egg. Do I want soap or do I want booger? These both sound terrible.
So booger. So
dirty dishwasher.
What? Renee, how could you?
I'm sorry. I
gotta eat 4 of these
I
things.
feel like soap is worse. Maybe not. I don't know. Unpopular opinion.
Oh my god.
I don't actually know what booger or
Bree,
soap.
did you eat them all at once?
They were all the same color.
That
I feel like
that means if one of them was good, it's going to be tainted.
I know. If you got birthday cake and dishwater.
These are the blue ones.
The cake one is the only one making the rest of the bad ones bearable.
Oh.
I agree with Sam that I should probably be going soap, but I mean, I'm gonna get this over with and be done. So, booger times 4. Renee, I gotta learn to trust you sometime this season, right?
Yeah, when you try soap next, you'll believe me, I'm sure.
I don't like any of this.
Oh, I can't swallow it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I would like to comment that I managed to put 5 toothpastes into my mouth. 5. There was no berry. They were all 5 of them were toothpaste.
I have
That is
birthday cake,
impressive.
vomit, dead fish,
Ew.
spoiled milk, and rotten egg.
I will
Yeah,
based
I
on
would
this.
0 for 5
Yikes.
on that one.
It is a flavor.
Bad.
But I didn't gag, so we're good. Y'all are a lot.
Swallow it.
Spit it out. You don't have to swallow it. You just put it in your mouth. That's part of the thing. Just do it off camera.
So did Zelda just get like 4 chocolates while we were all doing that, or did that go poorly for you as well?
They were all bad. It was
Okay,
every single one of those 5 that I did was awful.
Well, your average is now even, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's gone. Thank God. But Soren looks at Coil after saying that, after this slight chuckle, and continues to walk forward. What are you sniffing, you weird animal? Sorry, my cat can smell something, and she sat here just looking at me funny.
The dead fish.
It's probably the dead fish. But continue to walk down the hallway, and it opens up into an empty room, just a plain room. And Artie, you get probably JD as well, you get a familiar sort of shudder sensation.
Oh, I don't like familiar shudder sensations.
As very much like your mother's apartment, there is a wall of photos.
Oh no.
No!
Oh good.
Photos of what?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the photos of?
What?
Go closer and you look. And you see children. But a young Artie, a young Vestal, a young Dot, a young JD, and a young
What?
And each picture of Crowbar has a big red mark crossed out over it. JD, you can see pictures of your mum and your dad and your younger brother on day trips out. Dot, you see yourself with the matron, a much younger form of her. And Artie, you're walking along with your father, holding his hand. And Vestal, you are a child in this photo. You may be 300 years old here, but this is a photo of you as a child.
Hey, look, everyone, it's me without all my tattoos.
Wait, are there a bunch of other pictures of other people as well?
It is just you.
Looks like we got a new.
But you like this. And as you sort of move along the wall, you see yourself. Hello, Raiders. You see.
Jess.
Cat.
You see yourself almost grow up through these photos. Dot, you see yourself 11 at the clinic, almost like you did with that little girl. You've got a badge on. Mm-hmm. You're being shown the ropes on how to do things. JD, days out, your first job, your first delivery job, collecting up all the orders from the noodle guy.
Oh, I was a teenager.
You see Crowbar sort of messing about with a group of kids, seems to be in the lower levels. And Vestal, you're on your own a lot, but there are people there with you. And you can see there seems to be more pictures of Vestal than anyone. And
well, yeah, that's a lot of years to stalk someone.
And Artie, there are pictures of you with your father, with your mother, and your real mother holding you in her arms as a baby. And across these photos, almost the same height as the wall, with the same red pen, are the numbers 32, 64, 48. And there are dots in between the 32 and the 64. Hildy, that is my pen, and I need it.
How far do the... Oh my gosh. Thanks for the rating.
Lynx. Hi again, Lynx. It's nice to see you.
We just found out some horrifying news. We have returned to the Eden storyline. And after we've defeated the enemy last season, or so we thought, we are now in a very scary room of someone who was...
shirts.
These are LCU shirts.
Let's go through those first.
Yeah.
Following us around, photos of our entire childhood, of someone stalking us around and taking photos of us.
Toss.
Alice, how late to the photos?
Welcome to the academy. Please take your seats.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was muted. Those t-shirts are just so old and ugly. They've got to go.
Sorry, Bree.
How late? How far do the photos go?
They seem to run from. In fact, you see JD. You see a photo of your parents leaving the hospital with you. And Dot, you see some very early photos of you, but there's no one around. It's just almost like a picture of you that's been taken in the hospital, and these span all the way up to roughly your first meeting. And can I get you to roll an intellect check for me, please? Everyone can if they wish. It's whoever would like to make it sound.
Is it okay that I haven't updated my character sheet to the new stuff? Because I haven't.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll sort that out.
Okay.
Let's do a straight roll on this one.
Yeah, straight roll.
Alice, can you tell us what these numbers were written again one more time, please?
The numbers are 32,
64,
and 48.
But what were they written on was my question.
The wall and over the photos in a red pen. And as you look at these more closely, especially on a nat 20, you realize the dots in between the numbers. This is a date. This isn't just a password. This is a date. And more importantly, this isn't a date that's happened yet.
How far away is the date?
The date seems to be in around 2 weeks from now.
Oh, yeah, it sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How closely are you looking at all these photos?
All of us?
Got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Artie, the one thing you do notice in the background of each and every single one of these photos is a person. The same person each time. They do not age. They are in the very first photo of Vestal, all the way to Crowbar, JD, Arties, and Dots.
And what would this person look like?
This person is medium height. I say you could guess probably at like 5'5", 5'6". A woman with sort of very smartly dressed, not in like a suit or anything like that. It's smartly dressed, but it's very plain. She wears a t-shirt, what looks to be the equivalent of jeans, boots,
Looks like we got a new
and a sharp leather jacket. And she has big blonde curly hair that is tied back into a ponytail.
It's Dolly Parton.
That's it. You solved it. Dolly Parton is taking over Eden.
For one, I welcome our country overlords.
That makes one of us.
Just a quick question, because my memory doesn't serve months at a time. In the last episode of Eden Season 1, as we all celebrated and cried, we had a flashback to a young Adam Watson. And this is obviously out of character. We had a flashback to a young Adam Watson walking to a table where a woman sat with all of our files. Was this woman perhaps blonde with curly hair, Alice?
No.
Fuck! So it's another...
I was right there with you, though. I wanted that to be a thing, especially for everybody catching up on season 1.
Okay, but that throws another kink in our puzzle. That's mixing metaphors, but still.
Kink puzzle, right?
I love that people are now typing Dolly Parton is taking over Eden in chat.
That's gonna be our, like, that has to be...
That's Ray Cry.
Yeah, that's the Red Cry. Wow. Wow. Shit. 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks to find out what this means, is what you're saying, Artie? The date is 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, that's what I think. Also, I have to ask, because my family's weird. We know that now. How many of your families have a wall like this? This is not common, right?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Have you checked all the rooms in your house to make sure?
Well, this one we didn't know was here.
Okay.
I live in a public dwelling scenario for my entire childhood. I slept in a room with a bunch of, I don't know, medical types. There's no hidden rooms in the clinic. Especially
no, I
now.
feel like there's definitely a hidden room.
In the clinic?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is now.
Scoured though. Well, now,
Did you try putting a robot in there and then checking all of its files?
you know, I rarely do that with robots.
I'm just saying, like, these are the people who did this thing, and we are in their place, and you lived with one of those people for a long time.
So did you, or, well, I mean, you had the room, so I guess.
I was going to say I knew what that was like. I was sympathizing, not pointing a finger, but this is a lot. This is 2 of these rooms.
Why have they watched us for our entire lives up until the moment that we met, documenting our every meeting point? Why on earth is it us?
Um,
Can I just walk up and snatch one of my pictures of me, like, as a child?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I check the back of it and see if there's any writing, a date, or anything?
You can look at the back, and there's a light scribble on the back, but it seems to be the date that this photo was taken, rather than anything else. And you can start tearing photos, and you see the same on each for each of your backgrounds.
Yeah. So again, we have 2 weeks now, so apparently splitting the party might be necessary more now than ever. I know that terrifies you, Artie. I know it terrifies you, Artie.
every time we do it, someone goes missing, and then is almost killed.
Well, then how about this time? One half of the party has one super strong, powerful robot to protect them, and the second time, someone else has a super powerful, strong robot to protect them. Two people go to the apartment and do research on whatever the hell those fucking files are. Someone else will find out why Coil was the chosen one to deliver this information at Crowbar's apartment.
I just don't want to go alone, and that's my one rule.
We'll never let you be alone, JD.
That's really sweet and also impractical.
I mean, worst comes, Soren will always be by your side.
Yeah.
I would also like to go back to Crowbar's apartment.
Well, then I guess I will be going with Coil. Who would like to go with me? Anyone else?
I should probably find the computer.
Can we just all go?
Can we just all go? Yeah, let's all go.
Fine, but if we go to her apartment, I want you to look for any non-destroyed technology, if there is any. Try and access those files.
Yeah, well, if you want, and we can put a movie on when we get back to the apartment, and I can try to work on files like that. No? No time for a movie?
It's fine, JD, but I need out of this room before I throw up.
Okay, let's go.
Artie is taking pictures of the wall real quick here.
Yeah, you can take all the pictures, everything you want.
But this shouldn't be
On the way out.
But this is basically the exact same thing that Adam did to us when he was following us, right?
Yes, this is another game that we are being trapped in. We are once again being put in the rat trap.
I want to just make one thing, as I think you've remembered it incorrectly. Adam did not set up the photos.
No, he did not, but it was still part of this terrible game that we were thrown through. Another game.
It's all trauma, Alice. It's all the same trauma.
Right.
Does it even count as another game, or is it just the same game?
On the way back down the hallway, Artie turns to JD and says, "Hey, JD, that chocolate-covered banana that you had in the freezer, I microwaved that, and
What?
I thought it was a taco at first, but
What?
most things you have are most of the stuff you have is tacos. And I was hungry, and I microwaved it, and Kevin was really unhappy with the result."
You microwaved a chocolate banana. Of course Kevin wasn't happy with the result.
Why are there no labels on anything in the fridge? You would think it would have like a label, like it would say taco or banana.
They feel different, Artie.
look different.
Well, okay. Did you apologize to Kevin?
I don't know if it counts as me apologizing to Kevin at this point.
Okay.
Is he gonna sulk again?
He might sulk again.
Right. That means no more toaster strudels for the next week. Thanks, RT.
I will try
and
to
all your
apologize.
will be undercooked for at least a week.
I mean,
Another game.
You started a fight with the microwave.
you didn't put a label on your banana.
Why are we doing this after a year?
This is very stressful, and I just don't know how to cope with it.
I like it.
Dot is just kind of like muttering, like she's kind of almost like, maybe she's cracked a little bit, but she's kind of going like, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Okay, I'm sorry I did the thing.
I'm sorry I yelled at you.
Please don't do that again.
Dot?
We're fine. I'm irritated, and I didn't want to have to beat any skulls in ever again. I didn't think it would no longer be in my required assessments.
When you say that, I'm gonna lift my arms and be like, I can beat skulls in if necessary.
At least we have the robot. Unless we end up finding out that the robot is going to turn against us to stab us all in our sleep. You won't do that to us, Coil, will you?
I am not programmed to stab anything in their sleep. Only those who resist.
Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, so JD, you and Soren, who's riding with JD?
I can go with JD and Soren.
Cool.
Soren is sort of already starting to walk, and as she walks, you see her sort of unfolding in this clanking way.
Oh, so cool.
Becoming this motorbike. Vestal, Dart, Coil, you are going to have to call a taxi.
I was just going to run there.
Yeah, at this point. I think Dot would be faster climbing up, like, ladders and, like, jumping off ledges, like a weird little...
Parkour!
Yeah, like, yeah, I think that Dot has spent a lot of, like, her me time when she's off and doesn't want to look at anyone in the face. She's just kind of, like, bouncing back and forth on buildings to see how far she can jump, you know, in case something blows up again, or she has to get to someone, or something. She hasn't gotten much stronger, so to speak, but she's gotten a lot better at holding her own weight off of things. Like, hanging off really tall buildings and just hanging there for as long as she can, hoping she doesn't fall. Weird Dot things. She's been doing a lot of weird Dot things lately.
And yeah, you can. It'll take you a lot longer as you'll come up. Zelda, what is Vestal doing?
I am calling the taxi right now. Yeah.
I gotta get all my practice in before the enemies come and get us.
You can easily call a taxi, and the same guy turns up again, winds down his window and looks at you. He's like, oh, is your friend not here then?
No. Already got a different ride back.
Okay. And he sort of like, the door itself opens, and you see Turkey Burger suddenly behind you start hopping and squawking as he sort of gets in the taxi. He's sort of used to this now.
Taxi word.
I'm really trying to decipher whether the taxi person was relieved or upset.
Are you rolling for this?
I mean, I can.
No, you don't have to. I'm just
Roll
saying.
for social interaction? Absolutely.
Yeah. Intellect, please. Yeah, 3. He looks... There is a hint of relief, more to do with the conversation and that you booked it rather than... But it's not You could tell that he likes you both, but he knows that, like, this taxi driver, you know, he's like, when you're like, oh, can you take us to the clinic? He's like, I don't know what clinic you're talking about, sort of thing. And Artie does not get it, and this upsets him.
We're just heading back to the apartment. That's all.
Okie dokie. And sort of very quickly you feel the sort of the taxi rise, and you can pass. You see Dot and Coil on the way up, sprinting. Dot climbing all the way up, running onto the different levels. You see JD, Soren, and Artie ahead of you, and JD and Artie, you arrive first.
We talk about microwave etiquette on the way.
I'm sure you do.
But JD tries to like not escalate or blame.
I think those might be okay tight.
And you can arrive outside the apartment. Soren sort of, as you like dismount, Soren starts folding, again walking towards the door and folding back into this almost humanoid shape. And Vestal, you can arrive very shortly after. And it's about 10, 20 minutes before you see Coil sort of almost in an animalistic like way throwing themselves up the side of these buildings and these walkways, with Dot not too far behind. You're at your apartment.
Okay.
All right. Guess everyone get to work. Can I get a list of those names while you're accessing the files? I want to go through.
Yeah.
Dot has her small tablet, and she's going to just sit there with the list of names, and she's going to go over medical files for anyone she can find in the databases.
JD like sends all that information over to the tablet contact. Cloud drops.
Yeah. We've all got a good connection going on. But yeah, Dot will just start looking medical records up for names to see if any of them are deceased, if any of them have any active records at the hospital or the clinic.
Yeah, can you roll me an intellect, please? Okay. On a 2, these people drop off the radar. They have no medical records as soon as they enter this facility. It's like they disappear. There seem to be traces of them, the names, but any information, any medical information, it's like they go into this place and that's it. Information locked down.
Wow, all this gold is for me? Thank you, you guys.
Hate. So that's a bust. Hopefully you can all find something a bit better.
Okay.
JD, are you looking at the files? Separate files?
Yes.
Sent those. Okay, can you roll an intellect for me as well, please?
Yes, and what I'm wanting to do is I have more software on this computer. So I'm wanting to try and get into especially that screen children document if I can.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. The rest of you, whilst you're doing what you do, you can hear JD sort of working away, almost frantically at this, and very soon, maybe after about an hour or so of you intensely trying to get through these files, of trying all these different numbers and doing what you do, almost talking to the machine itself.
I do, for sure.
Sort of, you can hear JD chattering away to this machine. You can't hear it respond, but you can definitely hear JD. This file opens.
Yeah, no, can you try this workaround? Okay, well, if that's not working, come at it this way. Okay.
And this chattering goes on, and as you do, more and more files seem to come out of this file. You see information, all very similar names again. You see the word Eden crop up every now and then. Project Eden. You see crop up. You see what looks to be not an exact location, but a rough location of this facility. It is way off in another corner of Eden, another part of Eden, in the Blue District.
Oh. Okay.
This looks to house over 3,000 individuals.
Okay, I'm gonna, now that I have access, I'm gonna screen drop it to Dot as well.
Mm-hmm. You can.
And Dot will kind of lean over, because I'm sure that Artie is probably, is Artie over JD's shoulder, or is Artie apologizing to the toaster?
The microwave is back at the apartment, so Artie is actually looking through some technology in the corner with Vestal to see what stuff is left here in the apartment.
Yeah, Dot's just like power going through it, and just goes, holy shit, JD, the Blue District. Have you ever been to the Blue District?
I haven't.
Should we go to the Blue District?
You know that the Blue District is around a 3-4 hour drive effectively away.
I've never had to go out there before.
I mean, the clinic is larger than a solitary building. I'm sure I have contacts, probably could have a place to bunker down for a day or two, so it's not a waste of time. You could at least I'm sure I can make some phone calls, have somewhere to stay if we want to try, and maybe there's information.
Yeah, we could road trip. Oh,
we only have 2 weeks, so we need to get as much information as possible, as quickly as possible, so we have enough time to run around like chickens with our heads cut off while...
Yeah, right? Okay, so do we need to go tonight?
I'd say tonight we can all watch a movie together while I make some phone calls and make sure I have everyone in command at the clinic taken care of while I'm gone.
Okay, sure. We can like pack pretty fast, I think.
What are Vestal, Artie, and Coil doing right now?
I'm currently complaining at Artie how they have over 100-year lead on us on these games, and I don't really like it, and I don't find it fair.
And Artie is, of course, agreeing, but also taking things that look old and handing them to Vestal, and then plugging various device ports in and seeing if he can get a read on anything as he goes through things. But, I mean, the good news is, at least, I don't have any good news. I mean, this is weird. This is bad. And I don't think this one works. This one's for you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it hasn't been really all that amazing in the last while, has it?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if any of this equipment was used to upload anything on Coil. I would imagine they would take it with them because that seems like what a bad guy would do. But, I mean, maybe there's something in here that's useful to us.
You see a lot of tools, a lot of random bits and bobs. Most things here look like they've been smashed or broken. And there's bits and bobs more sort of yeah, my back. Okay. It's more sort of bits and bobs. You find like bits of maybe creations that Crowbar was making. You can just see just some clothes sort of laying about. This looks like it was once a well-lived-in apartment, but it's just been trashed. And there's nothing here.
I mean, even if we find one thing that can help, like, I mean, it all just looks like metal equipment to me. Do you find anything that might be helpful, Arnie?
I haven't found anything useful yet.
And at this point, JD, are you relaying any of the information you found to the rest of the group?
Mostly just to Dot, but once she's had a chance to kind of review everything and we've talked about packing, I think I'll try to get everyone's attention.
Okay.
Okay, so this place is in the Blue District. Have any of you ever been?
What's a blue district?
A place.
Another part of Eden. You know, Eden's massive. There's cityscapes forever. 3-4 hours away.
Have you, either of you, ever been there?
No.
Like, maybe twice, but it was years ago. Mostly for private meetings, and I sat in the hallway for all of them because I was too young to hear certain trade secrets, probably about the end of the world. 15-year-olds apparently can't hear about their own end of the world plans, so.
Okay. So we go there?
That's what I assume.
Vestal, you've been, I mean, you are the most experienced with life. In all technicalities, what is your experience with the rest of Eden? Have you ever seen the Blue District?
Not really. I've heard stories, like people come into, used to come into the shop and talk about things, but most of the people that brought things for me were from the lower districts. So I couldn't tell you if it was more than rumors.
Well, have we found any information here? Have either of you found anything?
I mean, everything's broken.
Why, though?
I mean, Coil, is there anything that you don't recognize as being part of things here that seems unusual?
I'll kind of walk around a little bit, and I think the whole time they've been doing stuff, I've just been walking around touching stuff. Just like, you know, maybe writing a couple of things, but not really like searching actively.
The only things that really stand out to you is the stool that you picked up, the note off of where it was placed. It's almost like you have that flash of that memory again.
Yeah. Whenever I was turned on, I didn't see very much except for Crowbar, maybe, and a few of the other people who were sometimes here in the workshop. This stool isn't familiar. And it was the first thing I saw when I was powered on. And I'll walk over to where I had been sitting and kind of like flop down the way that I had been before I had been powered on. So like, you know, legs kind of splayed, like arms out to the side, like head back against the wall facing the stool. When I came back on, the note was right in front of me.
Vestal, do you want to take a look at the stool?
Yeah, I can probably figure out maybe where it might be from or if I've seen it before. Can I discern kind of if this stool has been taken from somewhere, like a hub of some sort, like if it was taken from a hospital or...
It looks like a normal stool, but it is wooden. This is a wooden stool, so if anything, you know, it's probably from the lower levels, probably from a shop like yours. This is almost like it's not like a nice stool, but to you it would be an antique because you just don't have wood anymore.
Is there any carvings or anything on it? Seems so it's wood and people like to graffiti.
It is a plain stool.
Well, it's old. I mean, no one even makes stools out of wood anymore. Usually it's some kind of steel or an alloy. Chances are maybe somewhere from the lower levels. It's something that you wouldn't find in somewhere like the hospital or anywhere really above the lower level districts. So whoever found it either made a pit stop or stays there.
And that is what you take from this. And there doesn't seem to be anything else in this apartment. There doesn't seem to be anything other than the information you've gathered. You can return back to your own apartment.
Is the wake-up note still on that stool?
Is the what, sorry?
The wake-up note?
Would Coyle have taken it, or...?
No.
Then it is still there.
I'm gonna take it and fold it and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, you can take that back.
I'll open my arm and extend it to Vestal and say, this was also on the stool, and I'll take out the little square thing. This led me to Crowbar's last known location.
Is it anything that I would recognize, Alex?
You've seen loads like this. This is like a standard, almost like a tracking system, almost like effectively like a Google Maps where you can track your friends or you track stuff like that. That's what this is. But otherwise, nothing overly interesting about it.
It seems just like a tracking device. It might be linked to Crowbar's, I don't know, maybe her bracelet? If her bracelet was destroyed, or maybe the last life signs it read when it happened, then maybe that's where it led you.
If her bracelet were destroyed, wouldn't we no longer be picking up any information?
It could have, I don't know, left the last kind of remnants of where it was in that GPS.
All make an intellect roll for me, please.
All?
All of you.
Okay, give me a good roll.
That is... How?
All right, I at least got a 4 this time. I've been getting 2s.
Someone's got a good roll.
Vestal. But Coyle, as you're talking, you pick up something, almost like sensors. Soren's not here anymore. Soren is gone.
JD?
Yes?
Your friend, the robot. Didn't she come in the room with us?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. I just got so distracted. She didn't say anything?
I did not see her leave. I've just simply noticed her absence.
And you can look around. There is no trace of Soren. The apartment door is open, but there is no trace. And we flash somewhere else, back down into the ship of Eden, where Soren has returned back there. She's not 100% sure why she has. She wants to go back to that room. She looks over those photos, sort of tracing her hand over everyone, sort of resting on JD briefly, and then over to the woman in the background. And to the other photos where she appears. And she's not too sure what she touches, but the wall moves inwards, revealing another room. And Soren puts her hand down, looks confused, steps in. It's almost a cubby hole, like it's a tiny room all you can see in it is where someone has like maybe set up in there at some point, almost like a bed. In there is some more of these packets of food, these strange products you've seen. She looks around and walks into this dark room and reaches out and touches the wall when a light comes on. And this metal in this room is nothing like the metal that the Eden craft is made out of. It's almost like a weird sort of worn out steel. There's bobbles along the wall. There's lots of posters. Lots of posters of films. Lots of posters of sort of artists. You see piled up books. You see a toolkit. And as Soren runs her hand over some of these posters, sort of trailing it over the words Frank Sinatra at the top, not really understanding what they are, she feels a bobble sort of underneath and hooks her fingers underneath it in confusion and rips back the posters to reveal the word Argo 37 on the side of the wall. And that is where we will leave Eden.
Alice.
Oh my god.
Alice.
Everyone, we will be having a quick 5-minute break so we can get our cream pie faces ready and all of our onions ready. So
Alice.
in just a moment.
Welcome to the Academy. Please take your seats.
Oh, hi everyone, and we are back. Here we are at the end of the stream. We raised probably a total, we're not sure, but with all the donations and everything, around 4k. But here's the thing. The last 2 goals of Alice and I getting whipped creamed as well, we're going to join in as well in faith that we will keep on supporting this GoFundMe and get it all the way to its goal. So please keep on sharing. And thank you so much for all of the support this stream. Now, Heavenly and Zelda will be eating onions, which may take longer than cream pieing a face. So if you guys want to get cracking, by all means. Bree.
Alright, Bree.
Bree, is there anything you want to say?
I just thank you for all of the players and all of the GMs and all of the viewers, the crazy amount of support. I never thought anything would come from my GoFundMe, but it just showed just how amazing this community is. And I love you guys so much, and I'm not going to cry before I cream pie myself.
Okay, well let's do it, shall we?
Cheers, Zelda.
Cheers. Oh my god.
Oh, the crunch.
That crunch
so
though.
Oh no! Oh my gosh.
Are you ready?
Wait, are we eating that before? Are we doing it before they eat the onions?
We're doing it while they eat the onions, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
let's
it's
do it
so
while they eat the
wet.
onions. We'll leave them eat the onions.
Love you, Bree.
Love you, Bree.
Love you, Bree.
I don't paying attention for their onions.
Okay, should we do it on 3? Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna take headphones off. So can we do
Yes.
a count?
Totally.
Okay. Okay. So okay. Also, I couldn't fit it on a plate. It didn't go on a plate. So here we are.
Okay, are we ready?
My nose burns.
See you later, everyone. Goodbye.